or a BKB to deal with like going in. So he'll have a way to dispel it. And then the only thing I'm a little worried about is like, is he just gonna jump into the DK? So there is an Infest Bomb technically, not the best one. It's not like a Storm Spirit, but it's an overall decent Lifestealer game.
Hello.
Hello.
We're here on your screen now.
I was not aware this was gonna happen.
Sorry about that.
Sorry. Yeah.
What were you saying?
I lost myself. I
You
saw
lost
myself.
you
and it
lost the
was-
train
I
of
think we have
thought.
like two
Let's-
good teams playing.
Yeah, we have two good teams playing. I am curious about what you talk about the Lifestealer, right?
Yeah.
The double dispel. Do you feel like how early does the BKB come out then in this game?
Normally it's around like your third item generally. Like so you go Armlet,
Pretty early.
Deso, and then normally BKB.
Or like one item, then BKB. But depending on like how owning you're doing.
Hello.
I want some damage before the.
I didn't actually see the draft.
It is good. Like I know there's some carry players that really believe in this hero right now. Like you would think, oh, Lifesteal against Treant, like that's bad. There's BKB, piercing.
I'm actually quickly doing some
Really
moderating.
believe in this.
Yeah, I mean the HP.
So the
matters,
chat will be
What also matters for this match is the
bit
casters that
normal.
We have Cap and SVG waiting on the right side of the arena. So let's go over to them and see what they have to say.
That's right, Avo. We're going to get a chance to be able to take a look at Aster again. Avery. You know, the Jenkins, the least you could do is mime that, well, hey, there we go. Hello.
There we are.
Anyway, we're
We're
going to get a
much
chance to
more
talk about
pleasant
Aster again. They were kind of disappointing yesterday, right?
Understatement, yeah. That was
Yeah, it was rough. It was rough.
That was one of the worst upper bracket Chinese performances I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, we usually, like, the top, like, one or two Chinese teams usually look pretty strong in the upper bracket.
Yeah, he was put up a fight. I mean,
yeah.
maybe you go down, but that was just a slaughter. So
Yeah.
I hope that they bounce back a little bit today. At least give us some good games, show a little bit more fire in the gut. RLTK inspired them. I heard some rumors, again, unsubstantiated rumors. Again, never, nothing I say is ever substantiated, but I heard some players talking that when Aster got back to the hotel, you could hear ROTK yelling maybe from a couple floors up, you know, for an extended period of time. I think there was some shellacking that happened outside of that game. Not just
I mean, it's just simple.
I think that's good.
It's either that or chat goes on emote only mode.
What the hell are we doing, guys? What are we doing in this game? Maybe the draft sucked. Maybe he's gonna yell at himself. Right? He looks at himself.
And having the entire major
There's
on
nobody else in the room. It's just ROTK and a
Jesus, having the entire major on emote only is also kind of bullshit. Wait,
idiot. What were you doing?
yeah,
So I expect them to come
is also kind of bullshit.
extra passion today.
Okay.
And I already think this draft is a lot faster, a lot more higher paced. They want to fight early. They want to fight around the towers. They don't want to let the Beast DK take over the map. They have 4 heroes outside the NP who can do that. They have Ench who can interfere with the creeps. They have a Snapfire Ember dual core who can.
So I'm quickly doing some modding so the chat goes to normal mode.
The early defenses, great at fighting around those tier 1s. This is a lot better of a draft from them in terms of, hey, if you want to play around XWI making space, this is the way to do it.
Okay.
Chat slow mode is 20 seconds already.
On the other side of the table, though, we have Tundra, who also had a disappointing performance, I would say, considering, you know, their great performance at TI, winning the whole damn thing. Coming here, the next major afterwards, and ending up in the lower bracket. By no means am I expecting them to just come back after winning a TI and just, boom, instantly win a major. But I expected at least upper bracket.
I bet my whole life savings on it.
Oh, no. I mean, you did have them top. You said, don't worry, Tundra's still going to make top 3.
See draft. Okay, let's see. Tundra playing Lifestealer. It's actually not a bad Lifestealer game. The only thing that's a problem is the Nature's Prophet. But for the rest, it's a pretty okay life. Overgrowth's kind of a pain as well. But for the most part, you don't really have too much to fear, I would say.
Play the hero. So they're in a different spectrum in terms of what are Skeeter's role in this team. Those illusion carries kind of going out the window. A lot of the 9 killer mids going a little bit lower priority, right? So you have to adapt, overcome, improve.
I mean, they actually started before they were supposed to start, right? I thought that the timer for the tournament to start was
I think it's good to get challenged
sooner than what it is right now.
your team, learn new stuff, come up with new ideas, and force that immediately off the bat. So you have the whole year to come up to the next TI and, you know, hopefully get it together again.
You have a slowed? Load?
It's not a bad way to look at it if you're an optimist. if you're a pessimist.
Chat, like the Equals Gaming channel has automatic 20-second slow chat. I don't have you guys slowed.
With a very bitter end.
I actually do need to.
Very first round of playoffs. I mean, hey, you made it to group stage, but still, teams of these caliber.
Isn't there also CS:GO today? Fucking. Also CS:GO today?
Every team is of a good caliber. Somebody
Yeah, Complexity versus Big right now. Complexity is winning against Big. I fucking have what?
Shout out to Knights, you know?
There's no participation trophies in Dota. Actually, there are. There's a lot. You get a lot of random points, but you know, there's no real trophy except the economy ticket home.
That's not much of a trophy at all, but better than being stranded in a place. Like
Tundra over Aster, 1.5 odds. What are the other games? E.g. Evil Geniuses versus Beast Ghost? Oh, that's so lame that they have to eliminate each other.
that slight pause, that was Avery with like 1,000-mile stare into the distance, just kind of, you know, recollecting what went on there. We have our little bit of first blood fight going on. Well, not really. It's just a fight for bounty runes. Bovica's going to sneak on by Snake King for Aster to pick up 3. So, decent little start for Aster.
Every little bit helps.
Furia versus Imperial.
Why this lineup?
Saw versus Mouse. Saw versus Mouse?
Every little bit of helps.
Do I think Saw? Yeah, I think Saw can take a game.
I just think Aster want to get off to a good start here, and they especially want their Ember Snapfire cores to have a fast game. I think whenever you have this Furion Ember archetype, which we've seen a lot this tournament, these two cores, and when you throw the snap on top, but particularly Furion and Ember here, they want to get going so that the lane shove comes out as fast as possible, so you start to take over the map. And you
Hello there, you delicious looking thing. I am fucking delicious.
The sooner that happens, the happier you are in this type of game. The happier XWY is going to be scaling on this hero in a game where the late game doesn't necessarily look super easy for him in the fights. You have instant Rubik Lift, you have Roar that can pierce BKB, DK and Lifestealer can kind of man-fight you back. You're going to have the lane versus Dragon Knight in mid, who, if 9 has a good start, he can get level 6 first. We've seen this matchup just be a slaughter for Ember, especially.
Let's see. F11. And
pretty much guaranteed with
there.
Kill, right? Yeah. So that's where I'm kind of looking for this Ember to have a pretty good laning stage. If you can give it to him, potentially that Enchantress roam. If Evoca
that's what I'm missing.
Mid a lot this tournament.
I'm missing.
Outside of Crit, he's done the most mid roaming, to be honest.
My Monster Energy. As you tell him, managed to get one game off Liquid. The series would have went past 2 a.m. local time.
No, not at all. I feel like you could leave XXS alone here for, 50% of the lane. As you can see, Snake King's going to take a lot of damage. Hit him with the cookie. He's already leveled Fire Spirit, so he might just be dead. He's going to pop the very fire, but the last hit comes in from XXS. And a first blood on top of 3 bounty runes. Really good start for Aster now.
Phoenix level 1, trying to give that XP to Lifestealer. Just kill him in the jungle. That's the kill zone. Abuse the fact he wants to get pulls off on this hero and can't. This offlane Enchantress is super strong in the early game. I think 4 enchants in the offlane with camps up is perhaps the strongest later in Dota. Bar you quad lane back, which, that's a pub strap, but sometimes it works.
That's a forbidden strategy.
But yeah, game 1. Honestly, I like Tundra's draft. But, Nate's Prophet can be very nasty this game. I do think that it's a terrible, terrible Ember game, though.
But I think he can think about it just because this DK is obnoxious in the matchup. The downside is it's a DK. So I don't know if 9's ever...
Hi, celebrity? Bitch, of course I'm a celebrity.
That is the question.
Pijot going for it here, and it is going to be 33 who dies first. And Soxa is going to be chased away as well. Nice use of an early teleport by Monet.
We'll see more grandma like size. Oh, you mean the
Pijot is actually going to die as well, though.
Blink double Daedalus level 25.
During that period of time. So I'm not sure how happy he is exactly with that exchange, but
That one?
Pichu's fine dying there. I think you'd rather just die, come back full. If the core isn't getting the XP, I think you're okay with it. If you look at this game from a Rubik perspective, there's not much to steal. I'm not too afraid of a really strong Rubik in this game, right?
Yeah.
Anytime I feel like I can trade, shut down the beast, give Rubik a little bit, I'm fine taking that trade if I'm Pichu.
I mean, the biggest and easiest spell is going to be those kisses, right?
That's pretty much, yeah, kisses and chains. Yeah. I mean, maybe you get Overgrowth. Overgrowth can be stealable. So a lot of times you're casting your other spells first. So there's
Tundra
there, but
over Aster, game 1, odds are 1.86, 2 units.
line, get them to their second, third item timing, and then that when they group up, force the Roche, things like this, the lineup becomes really terrifying to just man fight into.
Now, I'm sure you talked about it, but maybe I just went blank there.
I have that
Why do we have a life stealer? Why?
No, that's what I asked you.
Well, I don't have an answer.
I mean, I hate this hero personally.
Why don't you zoom in? Because I kind of check chat a little bit. See what's going on in chat.
What didn't he do to me? Okay. All I know is every time I pick this hero, I never won.
So they actually started really on time today.
I didn't look at
Because I checked, and on the schedule it said that the match was supposed to start at 5 my time, and now it's now 5, so it actually started early, which is a fucking miracle.
Second Phoenix death. Right, if you look at this Tundra Tricore, I don't think Aster are just standing their ground and going toe-to-toe in the late game right clicks-wise.
No, you're not killing these heroes quickly, so.
And I think you're getting a little outscaled in that department, which is why I say Aster want to have a lead going into the very late game, but there's a lot of wiggle room there. That said, I think this Lifestealer is not going to have that happy a time in the early skirmishes. I don't know if he wants to join them. You always have this tree and overgrowth to prevent the rage split push.
XXS Baboka is such a nice combination.
There is the fact that Emperor is just not a hero that you can really hit for very long. There's Cookie to be able to help out. I just don't see a reason for it, really. Besides, you know, what you said, which maybe it's good for their lineup.
Infest can be good on these push lineups.
Infest in like a Blink Dagger on DK?
You know, Infest and he's like, you infest a DK, you go with the Beast, you start a fight off a ward. That initiation is pretty powerful because, again, nobody's man fighting him in the Rage, and nobody's really shutting him down.
Ooh, Sprout misses, but with the body blocking for Pichot, it's pretty nice. Till that telekinesis throwback. 33 makes sure to keep control of the creeps that he's trying to pull around. They're just doing lane pulling shenanigans non-stop. Is Tundra's MO 218.
Very even lanes. The DK did get 6 first level mid, and so Baboka's here to try and negate that.
I like this.
Bring 3 heroes even. No stuns though.
No way they're going to be able to kill him, so I feel like 3 heroes is maybe a little bit of an overstep, but I do like the concept of making sure that Dragonite doesn't get anything done with his Dragon Form.
I think it's worked. It doesn't take too much here from Baboka. Maybe Pichu could have been pulling top or something, but
Pichu? As in like the Pokemon?
Is not going to be too high. It's pretty much just a trade farm lane at this point. Very even lanes across the board. This is the window though where you kind of expect Aster to start to get some stuff going. Especially with this Enchantress. Again, though, where's Baboka going to roam? The more I look at these lanes, I think the most susceptible hero is this Beastmaster top, but he's so far away. You can't really gank the DK mid. You can't go bottom versus Lifestealer. You can, actually, but he's choosing not to. I really want to see Baboka get involved in these side lanes. Don't let this, either don't let the Beast sit up here or don't let the Lifestealer sit bottom for too much longer here.
And I'm not sure if he really has much of a choice about that Lifestealer, so I like your concept of him going up to top lane. But we'll see if he chooses.
The one thing about Lifestealer is he's not the Lifestealer of old, where he's impossible to kick out. You can just start right-clicking this guy. He doesn't have his ult yet. He doesn't have the sustain. You have 2 ranged heroes. I think it is doable. It might not feel great, but it is doable, especially with a Fury on TP. But again, you got to pick some lane to pressure. I don't think jungling with Enchantress is going to bode well for you.
Oh, I need to mute this, otherwise you're going to hear that sound the entire time.
They're just free-farming 3 lanes with cords, and they don't really care what's happening. They're just getting their timing. This is all about that mid-game with the Beast that they like to play for. Helm of the Overlord into the Roshan is what they're aiming at. For that
oh, this is not good. You're going to hear annoying noises the entire time. Hey guys, do you follow the observes camera or have your own? Have my own. I don't know how it works at like a LAN setting though.
On to 9. 9's gonna try and push in the wave and just leave. Goodbye. Gonna go for the 8-minute power room. The kiss is coming in. Gonna get far enough away. 9. He's gonna be slowed down quite a bit, and the kisses are now out of range. Window Monet.
Block him off.
Everything that they can have to be able to stop this Dragonite, but he's still alive. Oh. God, that looked terrible.
Yeah, this is the DK problem in this game. Especially without the chains point. They just lacked the early lockdown. Even with the chains, I don't know if he dies. Maybe the best thing that came out of that gank is Monet got a broom handle off his ult. that's about all he got out of that one.
I mean,
When will you go offline cast? I don't think I will.
5 heroes for trying to kill 1. They didn't get anything.
Well, the Snapfire ult is also the one spell that kind of kills 9 in this early game.
Yeah.
And they used it, and he just walked away.
More mini farts always good. Mini fart sound effects are the best, bro.
That's where I would kind of like to see the one change point.
I do need to stem down my toxicity, like to a reasonable degree, because I realized some matches at the major that I was a bit too toxic as well.
Getting the payoff for your teammates, right?
This kill would certainly be a lot easier. XWY's not going to be able to do anything about it. Looks like they're going to swap lanes. Why is this?
I don't think Monet cannot stand versus Beast. He's afraid of getting rewarded with the summons. He doesn't have the standing power. This Ember and Tree are kind of designed to take up that slack. That said, I don't think XWY wants to be up here either. So the big question is, when does Tundra commit for these tower pushes? You have Beastmaster, you have Dragon Knight, you have a Phoenix to back them up. Nine says, I don't need any of that, I'm just going to start hitting it. And now comes the question of, you can pressure multiple towers on multiple lanes here for Tundra, and Aster have to respond accordingly.
Yeah, 9 DKs. I just don't know how they're gonna kill off a DK, a Beastmaster, and a Lifestealer late game. It just feels near impossible with their lineup.
Yeah, Seki just keeps on being like, ah, God, they're going on me again. All right, I guess I'll TP. I mean, this is going to be a very under-leveled Phoenix. He is level 3 as we hit the 10-minute mark. This man needs a tone. Oh! Struck down by the hand of God, or the hand of Monet, rather. Mid-dive.
Oh, that's an efficient gank. Monet doesn't even leave his jungle, just Midas delivered. Free kill on top. Thanks, Baboka. No problem, brother.
Again, sad part is that Phoenix is crazy under-leveled.
He is.
He's not worth anything.
And he just ate the tome? And he's still only not even level 5?
Why is it lagging?
That's okay, yeah. I mean,
Hello?
you don't want to die this much. He's having a rough early game. Again, though, it's a product of their draft. When you have this Lifestealer Phoenix lane, you can't just lane here with Lifestealer. You're just sapping his XP. There's no kill threat.
Yeah, normally you want to carry who leaves lane if you're playing Phoenix, but
With Daedalus Grandma, that's how. Yeah, but then you're looking at like super late, and even then, I mean, yeah, no, it does do a fucking lot of damage. That is true.
True.
He precludes any pull option on this lane.
Yeah.
Because he's taking your creeps and using them against you. So it's a hard early game for Snay. He's going to try and catch up in the fight.
Infest taking the catapult. There is still plenty
He's
of
going to run away with
other
it.
creeps. My catapult now.
Grand Theft Siege Wagon. Later.
Later, losers. I'm off to the jungle. XWY with this max out slide is doing an okay job slowing down this Beastmaster, but inevitably it's going to be taken. The Train Protector just cannot save this one. They try and go for it. Oh, no. XWY, that was way too greedy.
Yeah, I was about to say, you got to be careful. You're going to get roared. And, well, we saw for ourselves happen before I could even get it out. That's just a bad death.
Yes.
That is just not a death that can happen. Okay, you want to skirt with danger up here. Beast is going to take the tower. You're trading, sure, but now you're just giving this Beast even more space. Now it's like somebody else has to go up here.
That was also very loud. How loud do I? Oh, I have my volume very loud. That's why everything's so loud.
Who's winning the early fights and who gets that lane shove up first?
Oh, nice Sentry Ward. They blocked out the Ancient stack. That's
pretty decent.
honestly, I'm just dying to say something good about Aster.
Normally, the early game.
They planted a sentry, yeah.
The early game is usually tighter than this.
Yes, it is.
And I think you could see the ideas of what they want to do.
Oh, my dad's such a dumbass sometimes.
And that's where I would have liked to see those commitments between the snap and the entry either go towards the beast lane or just bring the Fury on bottom and kick Lifestealer out sooner.
How do you have your own camera? What do you mean my own camera? Oh!
Reveal of the on 9.
Because there's a spectator in the game that they hired to spectate the game.
The creep actually pushes 9
And there's a spectator, and you both are also just players in the game, like spectators in the game. But that's what kind of went wrong with the group stage is, yeah, that entire thing just went wrong, to be fair. The group stage was not really our best showing. I think we had very inexperienced cameramen.
Again, those ancients are stacked.
Just kind of went to shit.
Jungle invasion here for Aster. Their lineup can do it. They have no issues going into Tundra side of the map, especially at any part of this game. Just have to worry about maybe the rat and maybe 33 getting all this farm.
Yeah, we're about to get to the next stage of the Enchantress versus Beastmaster matchup where Beastmaster gets a help of the Overlord, and now he's got an Ancient Creep, which Enchantress cannot impact until level 20.
Can't even little friends it.
Can't even little friends it.
He's too big of a friend.
It's true. You were right.
Wait, really?
The name Little in that name is very important.
Yeah, that's actually one of those spells where it literally means only the little creeps on the map.
Slight stolen. Again, Rubik not having the best steals this game, so he's just going to have to make do with kind of whatever the Ember Spirit gives him for now. An Arcane Rune for XWY with XXS around. I wonder if somebody can like bring a smoke for them or something, because it seems kind of weird that two cores are just hanging out by each other. And they've got a good power rune to make some moves.
Well, there's your smoke on delivery.
Okay. Back it up. Smoke it out.
They have Arcane Rune on XWY too, almost level 10. So this is when their two fighting cores are super strong. They have all the levels they need, but they're late to the party.
Who should they be killing?
No Ancients left. Kill anybody. I'll take anybody. Any good core kill. The Beast, pretty high value. Honestly, I think the Beast shutting him down is going to give you the most tempo on the map right now. The DK probably next. I'm not too worried about Lifestealer. I think he's just going to do his thing. But this is pretty easy kill. Get it off the smoke.
Again, it takes a lot of heroes to kill one on Tundra, and I feel like that is, Tundra loves that kind of play, because I feel like they are the most efficient team on the map. These guys are so good.
I need to call my dad.
And they'll give away a kill or two sometimes, but it doesn't matter if you're getting so much more in your other cores.
Yes. Tundra are working towards their game plan. Sure, you're going to have a couple deaths here or there on the deep side lanes, but yeah, like you said, they really don't care too much about these individual kills, as long as it doesn't add up total over the course of the game, because I do think Aster want to keep killing them here. This is not some lineup where you get some big core kill and then you go and chill in the hot tub for an hour and come back. You got to keep the pressure up.
Which is where this, like, these tower pushing, like, that makes the 5-man, you know, onto one hero kill feel a little bit better.
Yes, at least you're getting something out of it.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're getting a lane deeper in now. Now 33 has to push this even farther out to get the same pressure he was before. The one thing I want to see from them is I don't want to see Aster fall too far behind on their support farm. A lot of times when you run around with this kill squad and you overcommit, you fall behind economically. And then the second you lose one of those skirmishes, some gank gets turned around, the game just becomes really hard because you weren't making the most of the lanes.
Okay, but how do you do that? Do you leave the Train Protector in the lane and he stops joining the kill squad? Do you farm more on the Enchantress?
I think Pichu should just take a higher farm priority this game, stay on lanes. And that doesn't mean you're AFK, right? It means you can set up an anchor point. It means he can beat after smoke to. This type
Okay, I'm back, sorry. Had to quickly call.
Monet pushing top. You're gonna
Monet is actually really farmed on that Nate's Prophet, which is kind of scary.
Into a TP, right? It's easy. 2-3 man, this is what you're looking for. Don't overcommit with 4 to 5. Just get the 2 or 3 man kills going and keep it up. And you're gonna have the map pressure you want. Again, bringing in the heroes for the DK, well worth it if they get it.
Yeah, 9 does have the Lifestealer inside of him, but it's going to be a little party surprise. Pops out. Skeeter can't really do much. I mean, it's a hasted Ember Spirit. You're not catching those guys. And now the Phoenix is going to be forced to use the egg and it's just going to die right away. But they do manage to get the roar out. The living armor trying to protect it. Oh, XWY was so close to getting off a slight and jumping away to a remnant. He does die, but they get Skeeter for it.
Oh, they get a triple kill there, and all of a sudden it's actually looking very good for Aster.
XWY for Skeeter every time.
Yeah.
That's well worth it, because this Lifestealer is going to have a hard time if they lose map control, and they're down 3 tier 1s.
Okay,
really
Aster, I'd have to, like, kind of an awkward start to this game, but it does feel like they're getting some momentum now.
And again, this is the type of fight you want. I want to point it out, that pink dot on your off lane, it's important in a sense. Like, part of the reason they get this fight is because they're showing that tree there, you're keeping up on the economics, and then that lane gets in after this fight as well. Sure, XWY dies to the roar, but again, Tundra overcommit. Monet's happy to clean up.
This is a best of 3 elimination, right? Yes, it is indeed.
Like this has been the highest impact game we've seen from him on the main stage, and that's a good sign for Aster.
You can see Aster, as you were talking about, that bottom lane is pushed in. They're also trying to keep mid pushed in at the same time, so they are hunting in this area. I'm really surprised Snake King popped over to this side of the map in the first place, because they're certainly going to go for this tier 2, and whoever else is around it, and that's going to be Saksa, caught by the Gleipnir, and eventually finished off back to the tier 2.
They're trying to
Oh, that's an interesting move from Tundra.
Double Dragon. The Dragon Brotherhood. going to work with the fire, and this is not contestable.
No, it's not.
Porcupine is slowly strolling its way in.
Go, little Warpine Raider. Deny that Aegis. Get him.
I'm getting it, boys. I'm getting it.
He tried.
Oh, you just got to feed it away, too. 50 gold, not bad. They will get a tier 2 off it, which means outpost control. So maybe you're not too sad about this as your Aster. Maybe you feel like that was just non-contestable based on the map position, but good read of Tundra to say, hey, they're all bottom.
I mean, does an Aegis really do anything on Lifestealer?
No, and honestly, I'm kind of surprised they gave it to Skeeter here as opposed to maybe 9.
Yeah, but then you're giving it to a transformation here.
Yeah,
they just don't have a good Aegis
too.
hero in general.
And give it to Snaking. He needs it.
It could be Aster knew that Tundra might Roshan off of that play, and they just didn't give it to him because they're like, well, what are they going to do with an Aegis?
I think
that is true. What are they going to do with an Aegis?
You do have to think about that Helmet Overload timing for Beast, right? It's going to come.
Yeah.
I think Tundra there was pretty fast reaction.
Monet is so stupidly farmed.
But now Aster, they don't care. As you said, they're ready to punish here.
Smoke gets broken.
See it all.
Yeah, they see 9. That's a perfect target to go for first.
Does he have BKB? 9 does not have BKB yet. Fat rip. I mean, that's the thing. They need their BKBs.
I don't know if he was actually in danger at all.
Yeah,
but
was that nice use?
I'm not sure.
Was he creeping him?
I mean, 9 was definitely trying to stun him, but
I think Baboka shoved him out of the way.
Get out of my way. You don't get to be a part of this kill.
Come on, I need more gold up.
Is the volume of the stream loud enough, by the way?
More assist gold, the less heroes around.
That's a good tip for pubs. I'm going to start shoving.
I mean, the net worth advantage is not that big yet, but it is getting kind of scary.
And now, Aster starting to invade this triangle. You have to defend this if you're Tundra. You cannot give up your triangle with this type of lineup that needs the extra ancient economy, because look at where 9 is compared to Monet in this game.
Is that the what to do with Aegis sarcasm? I don't get it if it's not. It's sarcasm.
Not necessarily the Lifestealer. I don't think Lifestealer has
the only thing they can do with an Aegis at this point is farm.
He is so farmed, man. And this is where you want that carry natures to be. What the hell is everybody talking about? This guy doesn't play this hero.
Yeah, it looks pretty good on him.
He's been playing it the whole time. Secret technology.
I mean, he did get a number of free kills off of Nature's Wrath, but Skeeter is going to try and use this Aegis a little bit more actively. Please.
What the hell was that?
That was Little Friends, baby.
That was?
He just got messed up by the Helmet Overlord creep.
Holy crap, I don't think I've ever seen this spell in an actual game.
That actually did lots of damage.
Counter. Everybody's talked about it for years.
And he's sitting inside the boar right now. They couldn't even finish off that tower. Oh, my Pichot, he's going to be grabbed and quickly killed. They can go back to trying to finish off that tower, and they will be able to. So, finally, Tundra get another objective on the map. They've actually taken all the outer towers. Never mind. They've done pretty well for themselves.
Eventually, they got there. I mean, it's a heavy push lineup. Monet's looking top. Gonna root him up here.
Yeah, XXS is on his way. He's gonna start throwing some kisses around. It's gonna be hard though to land all of these. Oh, he's gonna last the last shot. He got them all. Ooh. 9 just ran kind of in a straight line, and XXS, well, he said, "You're gonna line up like that, son. I'm gonna get you with every single glob of fire."
Aster, we're in Arlington, right?
I see where you're going there.
Yeah, that joke works for itself. Just saying, looks like his aim's pretty good. Old Mortimer. Never
How
hurt.
many kisses you got?
The old 6-shooter.
Watch that one again. 1. Missed the first shot. 2, 3, 4.
Flips them all.
5.
To be fair, 9 did run in a little bit of a straight line.
Yeah, he really did.
Maybe he was going for the last thing he'll expect is don't try and juke him.
The anti-juke.
Aster looking pretty good in this game. This is the best we've seen him for sure. Snowballing the map, taking the early tier 1s, opening it up for their 2 very fast fighting cores to get online. And now you can start to scale off the back of Monet. That second Roche is really what they want. So the more map control, the more vision they get to set that up, the happier they're going to be. And of course, if they ever get to blink on Pichu, that's even more catch on the map. Makes Skeeter's split push life harder. He's pretty close here. One more team fight, and
yeah, I'm a little bit surprised he's joining the team just because that blink dagger would be really instrumental.
I mean, they must feel like they're going to get the fight, and looks like they kind of are.
Yeah. Soxa, his TP's going to be fine. Looking blind to try and hit a cookie, but 9 already blinked into the trees. Even the helm of the Overlord. A dragon's hiding in the corner of the map too. Nothing is going to be gained here by this move from Aster.
This is why I don't like the overcommittal on these moves versus Tundra especially.
Yes.
Because then you get ultra punished, right? You ran 4 heroes across the entirety of your map while Tundra got that lane in and then went and farmed their own jungle, got their outpost back. You're giving up control, you're giving up gold for a smoke that maybe only needs 2 or 3 of the 4. Even 1 less hero in that, and you're feeling a lot better about this move, right?
Yeah.
Like, does Treant need to be in that game, or can Treant just TP to the tier 2?
Is it hard toggling armlet if Vessel's on you? Yes, very hard.
Really
The problem why is because if you pop armlet and you turn it on again, you get like a burst of healing because you get more strength from armlet usage. But the healing is actually going to be reduced significantly because of the Vessel. And if you have dot damage on you, armlet toggling is near impossible. Like, that's the one big problem with armlet toggling, is that normally when you turn it off, you go to 1 HP, you turn it on, you go to like 300 HP. So you swap between 1 and 300. But if you're at 1 and you take 1 damage, you're dead. So having any dots on you is terrible. Having a dot that reduces your healing as well is worse.
You can buy the shard.
Doesn't sound too effective.
No, it doesn't. Dragonite does have his 400 health talent now, so
get out of here, Lina.
2.5k.
Finally, he's got his
Isn't it
BKB.
crazy he only gets 50 more health than the intelligence hero? That doesn't sound right.
I mean, it is the Lina Major. If it were the Davian Major.
Lina patch.
What if they buff this talent next patch? Then
God, Monet is big, but net worth advantage for Aster's not even that huge.
Frog is not back.
How dare you? How dare you?
Like, they're keeping up pretty well. The Phoenix is pretty, snaking is pretty farmed. They will clear off the snaking Phoenix egg every single time in 3 seconds, though.
Beastmaster, they've got the level 2 Supernova that you mentioned, which is super big. I think Soxa, did he end up buying the shard?
No, not yet. You think about it. But as you said, this triple BKB for Tundra. They have BKB on all 3 cores, including Lifestealer here. So spell immunity galore. The early damage is not going to be there in the fight for Aster. You have to stall the fight. You need 4 stabs. The Lincolns on XWI is going to help.
I just don't see how they kill heroes on Aster against all these BKBs right now.
I mean, you use Overgrowth during the BKBs to stall the time, and you take the fight afterwards with your kisses, with your glaive, and your
yeah, but how do you get him to use the BKB in the first?
If Phoenix have Aeon pop egg, enemy hit egg, does Aeon pop? No.
Misclick the keyboard, it happens.
Aeon doesn't pop on when you're in Phoenix egg form. Otherwise, it would be broken.
Tundra just forced the high ground. Again, maybe you're behind in this game, but this is what their lineup's designed to do. Get the triple BKB, infest the DK, force the fight. Okay, they're going to try and catch mid. Monet is hitting this tower. He's killing it. He's going to get jumped.
He's going to... Oh, Glyph.
Tundra a little slow, maybe.
I mean, I feel like that move works against a lot of lineups, but you've got Nature's Prophet and Ember Spirit. Like, they did not have to TP back any heroes. They were very calmly like, okay, Ember's going to deal with that, and we're going to put some pressure on bottom and mid at the same time.
Pretty good read by Aster. I think Tundra could have jumped Monet on mid if they were a bit faster there. Maybe they didn't think he was going to stick around like that.
Sure.
But now you waste that whole 2 minutes infested, and you get nothing out of your triple BKB.
BKB, Satanic. Monet is very large, very in charge. Want to see that Daedalus finish up, though, because I do feel like their physical damage is not fully up to par until he gets another damage item.
Daedalus is interesting here. Not an item we usually see in this Furion build.
I mean, isn't it one of the most efficient damage items in the game?
It is pretty efficient, yeah.
And especially for a hero that is so stat heavy.
Trying to think if there's anything better. I mean, the only thing that comes to mind is maybe you want this Scotty for the triple melee core in the late game and a Lifestealer. It sounds good, but then it is a lot lower damage, right?
Yeah, exactly.
There's also like blood.
Next time, type in your credit card info before showing us something like that. Oh no, it's just for flights. I need to book a flight to America in the summer.
Oh,
why does 9 pop the BKB there, you moron?
Kisses, but it's a low cooldown. You do have Gem on Baboka too, so anytime
He
you're
just
doing a
force
little
staffed him
extra
out
damage,
of there, and he would take like
they're immediately
200 extra
slow.
damage.
So
Done.
if they run into 9 again, this could be really good for Aster.
Yes,
But
you
the
just
rest of the heroes do have BKB, so
just have to use this overgrowth conservatively. I don't think you want to just jump and lead with it here and give the BKBs a free fight.
they're going to run into 33. His Beastmaster glide near it. Immediately BKB goes down. They're going to roar. Not quite.
There's Overgrowth,
Go for the
5.
Enchantress. Overgrowth on 5, but they're still
Skeeter's
holding.
dying.
They're laying into the Life Stealer quite a bit. Oh, Skeeter needs a way out of here, but he can't get to anybody. He was blocked out by the Sprout. Couldn't get off an Infest, and now they're just going to run down heroes.
Where's your BKB?
That is Tundra getting fucked.
Keeping out 33. He already used his. Got him with the cookie. Barely there, but wouldn't really matter. Had him either way.
Where was this Tundra yesterday, by the way? Sorry, Aster yesterday.
High ground. Monet walking through the top lane to get to mid.
He's online.
I mean, they're feeling the fire of RTK at their ass now. They're like, let's go, boys.
Whatever speech he gave him worked. He turned up a lot more today, and Tundra just don't have an answer. They're just getting outplayed on the map. They have not been able to find a single DK stun into that Infest the entire game.
Yeah, that's true. They only tried, I feel like, only that one time where they ran into 5 people, so it was like, oh, that's not good.
And again, the big thing about that fight, they traded kisses for DK BKB. That felt worth in that fight. And more importantly, Pichu, super good overgrowth here.
They're jumping and throwing everything on an Enchantress. Like, Baboka's strong, but dude.
Why did they do it? An Infest DK bomb onto an Enchantress.
It's not the target you want.
No, certainly not. I guess it was just kind of the first hero they saw, and maybe that just plays to Aster.
I mean, that was
their
a smoke
rotation.
You know, maybe you don't think they're all there. Maybe you think it's just him playing cocky, but
yeah,
it backfires. And now you're really on the back foot. Aegis to Monet. He is super strong at this point in time. Nobody can man fight him. That Ench, like you said, is not a jumpable target either. He has Glimmer, he has Drum, Little Friends.
Little Friends?
Little Friends. Skeeter's going to pick up a double damage. Honestly, maybe you just try and take the fight while this DD is up.
Yeah, shove it down their throat. Keep going.
What other choice do you have? And I think Tundra agrees.
Tundra's getting fucked.
Get the DD and try and jump Snap or Ember. But you don't have a Lincoln. You don't have the easiest Lincoln break for this Ember unless you're all there. So you all got to commit for this fight. Sox is trying to build a halberd. Help deal with this Furion. But that
Daedalus.
And he's going AC next.
My guys, it looks like Tundra might be the first non-successful Western EU team at the major. Okay.
Shard up on Pichu now, so a little extra stun action coming through, and they're going to find him out of base.
Slide chains on Soxa. 9 is going to try and stall up Monet, but they're not really going to fight him.
Soxa gets blown to smithereens.
The rest of Tundra are just going to try and get out of here, but the 2 supports are going to get picked off. Snake King's going to fall. 33, who still has his BKB, is going to be forced to use it here. So it's still a win for Aster and XXS. I think he wants to kiss him.
Yeah,
he's going for it. 33, the BKB wears out right in front of the fountain. Couldn't make it fast enough or far enough. Skeeter's still fighting in the back, though. XXS. BKB goes down. He faked him out. He hit him.
He just got fucked there.
Gets away. Meanwhile, the Supernova. The explosion goes off just in time. Hits him with a ton of fire spirits before.
Skeeter just got fucking owned. XXS still being chased though, but
still chasing after XXS. No way. Well, Monet's like,
he does. Yeah, no bash, no control.
Wow, what?
Grandma ain't so slow, huh, son?
What?
I mean, XXS had BKB. He has Blink. He has that cookie. Skeeter spent the whole fight chasing him down the lane.
I mean, he got him within like 100.
I mean, at this stage, they're getting fucking owned.
He out the overgrowth.
Yeah, that was beautiful. It was
Skeeter was like instantly popped the BKB because he just needed like 1 or 2 hits to finish him off.
Yeah, Pichu used his overgrowth on point this game. Exactly what you want to do. Can't be too hasty with that Treant. He has put it to good use, and Aster in a very commanding position. It's probably just the game here. I don't know if Tundra have anything in the left in the tank, especially without that egg. That egg was good, but the fight was super split, right? You don't have Lifestealer to capitalize on it.
Yeah.
Your DK's getting shoved back. His form coming up at 2.
I'm actually baffled that the lineup got owned so hard.
9 trying to work towards an Aghanim Scepter. He's 2,000 gold away. It's not even close. Aster just keep on hitting Tundra. I mean, they got pretty much one breakaway team fight and have been relentless ever since. A big part of that is their global nature of Ember Spirit, Nature's Prophet. They're giving Tundra no space. They don't have to go back to deal with any split pushing. They're just next lane. Keep the fight going.
I feel like a lot of this Tundra damage that was supposed to come online by now is from the Phoenix with the Sunray and maybe a Lifestealer being able to stick in the fight. But there's nothing to stick onto if you can't jump with all 3 of your cores.
Yeah.
And Aster are just setting these fights up where they're jumping Tundra, forcing it so that initiation is not so clean. Monet's just frontline. He still has goddamn Aegis for a minute. Paladin Sword, Satanic. Are you
Saxa's dead?
Kisses, Saxa. Ember Spirit's going to try and run him over the slide. He does manage to
Skeeter
catch it
almost
really
just straight up
nicely.
dies there as well.
Play XWY with a nice little triangle formation there.
Again, there's just no clean initiation for Tundra.
No.
Aster is not giving it to you. Ag Shard on this Ember as well. These Remnants go in the back, and they start disabling the DK blink. Super
Skeeters
annoying.
just starts charging forward. He's
Here's
going to
the
pop
man
the
fight.
rage. He's going to
Oh.
get an infest eventually here. They're going to go for Monet.
Phoenix
They
Egg
do
taken
finish
down,
that
though.
first life.
There's
He starts
Overgrowth
backing up
waiting.
over to XXS.
There it
He's
is.
going to go Cookie back in. There goes the Overgrowth catching 33. They see him low. They're going to focus on him. Meanwhile, Skeeter pops out of the infest, but maybe he should have stayed inside because they're going to chase after him. Ember Spirit gets away from him, and Skeeter's just getting kited around. They're going to leave 9 for last, finish him off, and that is all 5 dead on the side of Tundra, and that is game 1 taken by Aster.
Why is the arena so
Just
empty?
absolutely perfect for what they want to do from the early to the end. You had a little
Wasn't it
small
way more
area
filled
early game when you're
yesterday?
trying to gank this DK,
Definitely was, right?
but outside of that, not much wrong with
Hey,
that.
they got, oh yeah, Aurus
Take
is,
all the tier ones with the
Aorus?
Monet Furion.
Aurus?
You close them out
How do
with
you
your
say
sweet
that?
spot. I would've
Gigabyte
wondered if
Aurus.
they were
My
losing Furion
laptop
on the
is an
side.
Aurus,
That's a
but I
very
don't know how to
clean
say
game
that.
otherwise is very
I-
clean and
A-O,
should be happy with that, man. I mean,
A-
Tundra got 5
A-O-
kills in that game.
R-U-S?
Anything going. You're building triple BKB. You
Aurus.
don't get anything off the time.
Aurus sounds
You don't
best,
use
probably.
anything with the first Aegis, and you're not out farming them. You're not out man fighting them.
It's so crazy. The win percentage favored them at a decent amount until 30 minutes, and then it just plummeted like a rock.
But I don't think that game was that favorable for them based on how it was going.
Yeah, I didn't feel that way.
And I didn't feel this Beastmaster vision. Some of these other games, I feel like we've seen the Beast take over the map. He's setting everything up. They're getting the clean jumps, right? This game, it did not feel like that was happening. Maybe just how Monet wasn't showing in your ghost pushing waves with Furion, and then the other 4 are clumped. It's kind of like, well, who's there to pick off, right? Who are you even trying to pick off in this game? But part of it is I feel like this
Like,
Lifestealer is
10 dudes
Lifestealer
right
does
there.
not deal with the map
Let's see how
pressure
Twitch
Furion
chat's
does.
responding. Oh,
He's not dealing with
Ah.
the range creeps that, well, either his lane didn't go
Let's
east
go
'cause he's
ban
leaning with the
tube.
Phoenix.
Uh,
I would have preferred to see something like the Chaos Knight. I know we talk about it, but at least then you're contributing to the map state. When you join those fights, I feel like you're a stronger hero, higher impact. There wasn't a clear pathway to how is Skeeter going to have high impact in this mid.
You know what?
game.
Fuck it.
Unless you're just pure snowballing off like 33, destroying his lane. And that didn't happen. They brought some heroes to him. He
I'll
lost
just
his
mute
tier
that
1 at
fucking...
a certain point
I
too.
hate copy
He takes
pastas.
the ancient farm.
Especially copy pastas that are this big. They're just nothing but annoying.
How much are you going to put in this Beastmaster pocket that's not there, right? So I don't know. I think you have to go back to the drawing board if you're Tundra, and there's not a lot of drawing board left.
No, there's not. They're just 1 game away from elimination now. Aster bouncing back successfully after a rough series yesterday. We'll see where they go from here, though. We'll be back for game 2 after the break.
I mean, the second series is going to be EG versus Beast Ghost. So that would mean... Puppet Soul? Who the fuck's Puppet Soul? EG is former Beast Ghost, right? Yes, I think. Or the former... I mean, they're a mix, right? It's former Beast Ghost combined with former Thunder Awaken. Same as Beast Ghost is a mix of Thunder Awaken plus Beast Ghost from last season. Dude, oh my god, that's Gauntlet right there. They have a Gauntlet mid. Engineer. Engineer was so cool. It was kind of the techies, but still not techies. It only had the bombs from techies. Oh, what is this hero? Oh, this is Luna. Well, in this game it's called, actually, what is it called again? Moon Queen, I think it's called. There you have it. Eclipse, Lucent Beam, Glaives, and whatever night buff they have in this game. Dude, here's New Earth. Fucking ancient shit. I thought they closed the servers. Oh yeah, in Here's of New Earth you can last hit with Quelling Blade. Or whatever that thing is called. You can throw it. And it actually lets you last hit creeps. Oh yeah, he's got a engineer. They're playing with a suicide lane against a... That's such a cool hero. That is... what's her name? No? Dark Lady. Dark Lady was really good. What do you think, DK, about Aster versus Tundra? I actually am baffled that Tundra got fucking destroyed in game 1. You know, I'll make it a... What are his messages? Okay, he's just spamming bullshit.
One thing that this build has going for it, for sure, is just access to the like armor upgrade here. Like, I think that is super valuable because it's like really easy to get. I think we also buy armlet with this because it's gonna be really cheap. And it's like 8 armor.
He's a really good streamer.
Seems okay.
He does like rarity. I don't think he really does ranked, but
need more movement speed with this. I'm still gonna get the attack speed increase.
he plays custom games a lot. And I'm surprised
So if we need like
I don't play custom games that much.
with this because we do just
Will Tundra win too? I definitely think that that's a possibility. At the fucking very least, the music is pretty fly. I'm gonna quickly bio. It also plays something in the meantime while they're
Welcome back. We are here and ready and waiting for game number 2 between Aster and Tundra. We're of course going to break down game number 1 here on the desk as well, though. I'm joined by Jenkins, Sheep, and Purge. Game 1 went the way of Aster, and towards the end it looked very convincing. Started out a little bit slow for both teams. I want to start by breaking this down by going to overall last pick. That was Tundra that had that. They went for the Lifestealer.
You're going there, huh?
And I am Jenkins, because did not look too good.
Everybody's thinking about it.
Everybody's thinking about it.
Let's just put all the cards on the table.
On the table, okay.
Yeah, it looked like a shitty pick. You know, Skeeter likes his last pick, cheese heroes, or not cheese heroes. Like, the joke is, like, he plays, like, the brainless heroes, like the CKs, the Ursas, whatever, like these heroes that are, you know, in your pubs. Typically, the players that play that sort of hero are, you know, Purge?
Not smart.
Not smart, that's right.
Yeah.
So it seemed like a bit of a comfort pick. We were talking in the green room, like, okay, maybe the DK could have just been carry and done basically the same thing, and then you get 9 something else mid. So clearly there was some sort of comms where, like, 9 felt like he really wanted the Ember Spirit matchup or something along those lines, even though it didn't go that well. But yeah, the Lifestealer, like, he farmed pretty well in the game, but he did not keep up with Monet on the Nature's Prophet, and eventually he just looked like he couldn't do anything. He had no impact.
Yeah, I mean, it can. I feel like the nice thing about Lifestealer in this tournament, sometimes it's very good at like getting on top of a support and murdering them by himself. Like a lot of carries don't necessarily have that power. It costs them a BKB or something.
Yeah.
Like so, Lifestealer can like shred your like Undying type supports. But against Treant Protector, it feels like a bit of a counter. He can always overgrowth you after you use Rage. He's going to armor the guy that you do want to kill. So like, but I think the one good thing for sure about it was that it's effective at staying in the lane against Snapfire for a longer period of time, because Snap is a hero that, as a core, is like has good kill potential, and if you pair it with some other like killing 4 or something like that, then you can do this like quad spell double stun combo. You kill most carries, force them to leave the lane. Lifestealer can stick his butt in those lanes for a very long time. He was still there at 10.5 minutes, and his support wasn't even always there. That's one good thing that it got him, was that the lane was
Silver
better.
lining.
Everything else, not so good, but that lane was good.
I was actually
right now.
I was worried because I've actually genuinely seen that matchup go 2 ways, but I think it's support dependent, because at the same time you can't use Rage, like it's not a low cooldown, so Snapfire can just keep scatter blasting you while CSing, and it really hurts. But yeah, I think Snake King did a good job in the lane on his Phoenix. And also, I realized Fear's not on this panel, so I can just steal his talking points from the back room.
Yeah, go ahead.
He was very upset with the lack of Deso on the Lifestealer. He said that that hero just does no damage without it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a choice because they needed somebody to deal with Treants, and there was also Living Armor, which is armor counters minus armor pretty directly. So it could have been a little pivot like that, but yeah, normally the Deso build feels a lot better and gives him better solo kill potential when he does some like infest into Dragon Knight bomb thing.
Something about this matchup just never feels good on this patch. Like anytime, and maybe it's more of like an offlane Nature's Prophet thing, but anytime I play Nature's into Lifestealer, it just feels like at some point he gets kited, and you farm so much more quickly on Nature's Prophet than you will on Lifestealer that, like, this is not Alina. On Lifestealer, you can't be an item behind and still trade 1-for-1 with other carries. Like, you need to keep up with them, but it seems impossible to do against Nature's because he farms so much of the map. and he takes all of your towers, so he's limiting your map as well.
Yeah, but Jenkins, look, he was a part of 60% of the kills on his team, which was nearly the same as the Nature's Prophet.
That is true.
Looks like
Very impressive.
He had 2 kills, 1 assist. So, let's do the math. 5 total kills. Ooh, that doesn't sound good.
Yes.
But I think what was cool about what Aster did is there's been a lot of teams that do this tree draft opening. They go Treant, they go Nature's Prophet. Nature's Prophet can flex. Treant Protector, if it does end up, if Nature's Prophet ends up being the carry, you make it carry matchup really well because you've got living armor and you can protect it with overgrowth.
Yeah.
It just feels like one of the safer openings. We saw, I think Shopify Rebellion, they started doing that last night as well. Same thing. Makes Undying look a little less appealing, so that support's not there. I don't know, their opening just made sense. They pivoted later in a better way than Tundra, and ultimately they just got crushed. Monet's happy.
He is happy. I mean, I'd be happy after a performance like that. Of course, not dying at all on this Nature's Prophet. And we haven't seen it from him yet this major. I checked the stats. He doesn't really play it frequently, but he does play it on average once per event. So he played it once at a DPC, did win that one, did not win the one game he played it at TI, did win the one he played at Arlington, etc., etc. So he's like
75% win rate now with this game.
No, he's played it more before that. It's
Oh.
like played 12 games.
But if we only include the last 4 times,
Yeah.
Sure, then yes.
75% win rate.
Yes.
That's pretty good.
It's decent, very decent. If you want to include the previous one as well,
Did I
I think they did it
forget
in their
my- oh, no, my
DPC
charger.
season before Arlington
did
as
not
well.
forget my
And
charger.
we did win
It
that
is
one,
right
so
here.
the percentage goes up.
Percentage goes up. I did.
82.2%.
That's math.
What is 5 games played?
I think it's
One loss?
16.666666.
80.
Am I being an idiot? Is it not just...
I'm sorry, I'm
It's
good at
not
math,
just
but I
Did
don't
you
know.
write it Tundra because
Oh, that's right,
fucking...
Cheever. That's right, Cheever.
Thank you, Jenkins.
80%
What's his
win rate.
name?
You
Hey.
guys are really...
Gork
making me doubt
says it
that
like...
one.
What
I'm
was
just
it,
saying
Gork? I
nonsense
think it was
equals
Gork.
chaos.
Okay, well, it worked out
Yeah,
in
so
my
was I.
brain,
I
that's for
promise.
sure.
I like what they did with the Nature's Prophet, though. I like as well that they're playing into Beastmaster and they have the Ent, which makes him have to go Axis build, which made his losing just a little bit harder, and he's able to deny way more on the lane and get ahead that way. He was like 1k net worth up on the Beastmaster, so they did a really nice job there. I also really like that Aster put an emphasis on blocking the Ancients as well to try and stop the stacking, because that's how...
let's go back.
After a lost lane.
Oh. Let's check his
Ultimately, I think
messages.
Tundra's mid laner. 9 just didn't
That
perform.
is a
I didn't
nice
feel much of
little
his impact. It felt
band.
like the
Da, da,
offlane
da,
snap
da,
went fine
da.
for Aster, but then he turned his ulti into like a Dragonite killing machine. All the early skirmishes were like root the Dragonite, and then he's 1 billion% dead to
Yeah.
kisses plus literally anything else.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I'll
never
give
got
him
started
a
fight
10
unless
minute
DK got a
timeout.
jump off first, which didn't happen enough.
I want to flame a little
I don't
bit.
like
He
the
didn't go
big...
stun
Yeah, I
until
don't
level
even
4 in the
understand
lane.
what the
Isn't
fuck
that
that
the whole point
says.
of the Ember Dragon Knight matchup, is that you skill your Dragon Tail and you stun him and then you deny all those creeps so you get ahead? Instead, they were just even on CS.
He had like 5 or 6 denies more, but like yeah, it was very close. And his BKB was just way too late.
I definitely feel like 9 needs a pretty hard reset after that game. There were a few instances where like he didn't even try to juke the Mortimer's kisses, and I guess he just thought he would like outrange it, and he looked very frustrated when like he got killed by like the last tick of it, because that Mortimer's kiss that started at like 70% HP, right? So you feel like DK max passive, like, oh yeah, I'm fine, right? I just walk out of it. He died. Later on, we saw him like instant pop the BKB in a fight where he honestly looked fine. I would say most viewers are like, oh, he's fine. We have the God vision, obviously, but it's like he was traumatized from the Mortimer's kisses. So I feel like mentally he just needs a hard reset.
I want to give credit to him, though. When that time he walked in a straight line, there was a Mortimer's Kisses mid where he tried to... Or he walked in a straight line again, but this Snapfire was sending kisses left and right and missed like over half of the kisses because he expected him to juke. He just didn't juke. Not juking was a juke in itself. Maybe he just thought it would work again because it was a long range kiss. You kind of have to like adjust a bit.
But then the mind game comes up from XXS.
Yeah,
and he's
yeah.
like, well,
He
he's
didn't
gonna,
dodge
he's gonna,
last time.
yeah,
It
exactly.
was way too big brain. I don't know.
Mind games upon mind games. Well, definitely some mind games need to be played here if Tundra wants to force out a 3rd game to this series.
If you travel to a foreign country, just a curious question if we have any travelers in chat. If you travel to a foreign country, do you need to have just the 2 early jabs for COVID? Or do you need more, like the repeat one? Oh, you can put Aster versus Tundra Esports so viewers can easily watch your live.
Or are there other
I think
points?
so. I mean,
Yeah?
the thing,
Isn't that in my
SVG
title?
had a lot of criticisms towards the Beastmaster, which I can understand.
Facebook?
But Beastmaster is like an enabling hero. Like he doesn't solo carry the game. Yes, he takes an area of the map and like makes it so that you can farm a lot more as a team. But when it comes to actually being in the fights, like there's usually a hero that you're stunning for through the BKB. There's usually a hero that you're empowering with your auras. I feel like in this patch, that's usually going to be Lina or Nature's Prophet or one of these like Giga carries that are ranged heroes.
Dude, I'm so fucking inept at how Facebook actually works.
Maybe that's just because he's a bad hero.
The CK got banned.
Right, I get it, but some, I mean,
it is in the title. The title is Team Aster versus Tundra Esports.
Melee brawler guys.
I mean, ultimately, I just think that what they needed to do better was that, for whatever reason, they needed to get Dragonite active on the map with kills. He got Blink, he got Shard.
At least it shows for me.
He didn't get kills. That didn't accelerate him towards the BKB, and then they couldn't teamfight because he didn't have BKB and he had to frontline initiate for them, and they missed their initiations too. So either their lanes need to get better so that he feels closer to that BKB or high enough net worth that their fights go
Is
well.
it so long? Why is it so long set of the game? I heard there were some problems with admins previously.
And whether it's a result of the laning stage or just poor map initiations, then they need.
Dude, this arena is so fucking empty. I mean, I know it's a freaking what, like 12 like afternoon pretty much on a Wednesday, but yesterday it was pretty filled. I said like 3 people. Also, that TV that they use to view the show is like tiny compared to where the fuck they're sitting. Yeah, EG versus Beast Coast, they should have the entire arena filled. Like that's, you're gonna see one of the Peruvian teams go home.
Yeah. Honestly, Murano would have been.
Or they have, I think, whispers like Bolivian or something, or Ecuadorian, or I actually can't remember where he's from. But the South American teams.
Destroy any DK combo that you can come up with.
Look at that. They've got like a little AC with a fan in that booth.
And Aster in itself.
Oh, everyone's got bottles of water because it's hot as fuck there.
That first game of this series. What are they going to talk about during this break, or what have they already talked about during this break, as we do see them, of course, back in their booths?
I think you go back, yeah, you just go back there and you just gas each other. We're so good, they're so bad. We're going to beat them. We're going to beat the TI winners. We're going to move on. We're going to go farther.
It was 27-5. That's a pretty big, like
Yeah.
You've won the draft, you've won the lanes, you've like that's a pretty big stomp.
I mean, it was revenge as well. Of course, it was Tundra that knocked Aster to the lower bracket at TI. It was a clean 2-0. So maybe this, feels extra special for Aster. And I know, Jenkins, that it was Exercise that specifically prepped against Tundra, or rather learned from Tundra during the season.
That is true. I mean, it's really hard to say for absolutely sure like what's going on, but a lot of the time after TI,
Maybe just the stream title a little bit. Nico.
These TI winner like drafts, how they
Salgado.
play, it's the best
Hey, you're from South America? Or at least, it sounds very Hispanic. Or,
which right now I feel like is actually pretty traditional Chinese Dota.
Is Hispanic the correct term?
5-manning, running at you, skirmishing a lot. And so the question was, like,
Spanish casters. I mean,
player?
to be fair, this is what,
Yes,
this is what a lot of people are complaining about at the major. Is the fact, hey, did you just sub? Why am I not getting a notification? Thank you for subbing, by the way, MBK.
Well, maybe it's not going how he hoped. Maybe he hoped to be closer.
Oh, I bet he's going to be very happy that he.
You're the real MVP, dude. I'm from Philippines. Oh, you're on the other opposite end of the world. Oh, wait, the Philippines was colonized by Spain, right? Yeah, then it also makes sense that you speak Spanish. Or, like, have a Spanish-sounding last name, Salgado.
If you don't get top 8, you don't get anything. And reminder, last season, as in last
Don't
TI,
worry, Nico. Once you go to bed, you wake up, the major's still going.
TI, even, like, you could be a point short.
Yeah, that's the Ecuadorian flag?
The most competitive
She is
region,
cute,
I think
though.
Everybody agrees on that. Points. It's all about those points. So getting top 8 is so important. And this could be big. I mean, we could be looking back, 7 months.
Not gonna lie, in the audience, most of the crowd are actually pretty, like, and not skinny over in Latin America. They're not like fat either, but they're like
we are very close to the draft.
buff, I think. Hey, MBK. Okay, now it's done. There we go. Mwah. As you subscribe, there we go. Dreams
No.
for
Say
2
no.
months.
I don't know,
Easy.
That game one looks
It's just
really.
a
Thank you very
one
much.
word. Push, seriously, listen to your
No.
host.
Oh.
I'm a yes man.
He's a convinced knower here on the side of Purge, and looks like we might have a little bit of time to elaborate on that.
Oh, go ahead, Purge, go ahead.
No.
Okay. Well, it
Did you
is
want more?
50, almost. It is 33 and 66%. Our math is still on point, just like at the start of this segment. Let's find out who is correct, and if we will head into a third game. We're heading over to the draft of game 2.
Twitch still won't give my account back. What did you do? Wait, why are we... They said I was asking sexual favors. Literally wrote that in email. Oh.
And we're about to begin with game number 2 between Tundra and Aster. The draft is already underway. Team Aster, with an incredible performance, they figured out they can pick Nature's Prophet once a tournament. That's exactly what they do. And this time they started again with a Trim Protector, but they really like that Snapfire pick from last game. As Tundra, they changed up their strategy a little bit, Undying and Bat Rider. Fear, what can you tell me about this Snapfire pick from last game?
I mean, it worked out. That's what I can tell you.
He hated it.
It did a lot of like work in the game. What I did not like was so much the Tundra draft. Like, I really felt that 9 could have not only skilled differently to crush the lane harder by going a stun build instead of being a bit more passive with a breeze fire build, kind of like not trying to dominate his lane, but on top of it, going for the lifestealer on that last pick there, it didn't really accomplish too much. It ended up not doing any damage. It went for the Maelstrom build and the BKB. They just couldn't kill any heroes there. And yeah, of course, we talked about Monet. He plays his hero once per tournament so far, and he normally wins with it, and it's not going to get it again as it is banned.
80% win rate in the last 5 games.
Bat Rider?
No, Nature's Prophet.
Over the last
Yeah.
5 tournaments?
Over the last 5 tournaments, that's right. Very
I was
impressive.
not.
Okay.
Fuck my. I even
So
appealed
touch on
finally.
Bat
No
Rider,
NP
You're a big
Lena,
fan of this
but
pick,
she is
Jenkins. You
there.
were saying he was gonna be one of the
They're actually
Yeah,
pretty
top-
fast with the
Yeah,
second
I
game.
really like this. So is it Tundra first pick, which means the Bat Rider comes
It's
out.
8th.
It's 8th pick, so
Yeah.
it's in the stage where you can do 3 protection bans for it, and they actually are. They're banning the Queen of Pain, which a lot of people have actually just been allowing through against the Bat Rider because it's just a bad hero. Abaddon, which I have seen some people playing Abaddon mid versus the Bat Rider. It's
Where?
South America. It's a South American thing, so maybe there's some scrimming happening with Tundra and the SA teams. But yeah, they're protecting the Bat, and a free Bat game is obviously incredible on this patch. Even a game where it's not free, it's still like good. You're just playing more for the late game rather than like running around Boots of Travel and owning everybody. I feel like against Snap and Stream Protector, this is a fantastic hero. He's going to have a good game, and it's 9 playing it. This is one of his classic heroes.
Yeah, we can only hope he's having a good game with it, because this hero, it's one of those heroes that you put mid, right? It technically can do everything. Like, it can crush the lane, like you're playing versus a Huskar. It can make rotations,
Carries
it
the
can
game.
scale. But the one problem it does have, if it comes off to a really bad start, it gets a late boost of travel, it's kind of in recovery mode the entire game. And there are some heroes they can pick here for XWY that can deal with it. Puck is one of them that a lot of teams do like to play against the Bat. All these matchups kind of go one way or another, depending on like skill, what happens in the laning stage. Storm Spirit's been a hero that's been pretty popular against it.
Pango, I see. If Puck is banned, Pango's usually the
Pango
go-to.
could be good. We've also seen some teams pick the Ember versus the Bat Rider, which can go both ways. Basically, the moral of the story is all these matchups can go both ways. But if it goes one way for like the Pango or the Puck, if they get a good start, a good rotation, and Bat doesn't have a good game, this hero is in recovery mode and can be an issue. And speaking of like counters, like the Abaddon we've seen a bit South America likes, but we did see Liquid pick up Oracle this tournament against it, and that seemed pretty effective
EG
as well.
right? They also picked Oracle in the group stage.
They may have, yeah.
Yeah, they did. We casted the game, I think.
Oh, right.
I
Yeah.
don't think it went that great for them.
No.
It's a little weird because you have to like TP the Oracle in if the bat is mid. But it still means that it's
But
like
they did win. They did win with that game.
it's not just a free like bat game. You know,
I mean, then
that's
it's 100% win rate, 2-0 with Oracle.
that's
so.
true. It's true.
But
It's
they're not
also
going to pick it, though, as they pick Silence.
Drow
Yeah,
should be
Batten is
picked.
also-
Yeah, Drow Undying is a great combination, of course. Drow with Tree, but the problem is Bat Rider is really good against Drow once you get the BKB, so you probably don't want to pick a Drow on Team Aster side.
What is its function against this Bat Undying to begin with? Why is it a strong pickup here?
We saw yesterday.
Silence is really good this game because it counters both the Undying and the
just sits mid versus bat, and
Bat.
I think we saw in the game
because you
as well,
just
actually.
can't
So
spam.
that didn't go as well.
Against Bat.
Actually, no, it was
It was offlane silencer, right?
In the game, Quinn played Bat versus a
Yeah,
Silence.
and it was actually Aster that sent the silencer mid against Quinn, and it really hurt his like 5 to 15 minute mark, which is a period in the game where Bat Riders can be quite devastating in the side lanes.
Okay.
And especially if he can secure those runes. Wow, that
Enigma into Silencer.
okay, that's pretty fucking crazy, dude.
I
That's
mean,
insane.
These offlane players are crazy. Honestly, right now, like if half the offlane players that like Enigma, some will be like, yeah, I don't want to play versus, Global. And others like, I don't care, I buy Greaves. I'm just going to buy Auras. And it is 33 playing it. I don't think they're going to play around this black hole at all. One thing that Enigma does do versus the Silencer is that...
Just
they're
realized
well against it.
Snapfire
They're the
count
trainers
isn't
and
dying,
play
right?
back. Neither of these heroes have
Instant
the greatest
Tombstone
ability
Destroy.
to
Yeah,
use the Eidolons.
kind
And
of.
he's just gonna build
Picking
probably a
Enigma
Bible
into
for the
Silencer
corners,
is kind of a
Greaves,
suicidal play,
which is
but
gonna
it
be
is
an Aura,
33.
and
He
hopefully
never
at some point
uses
will
Black
need to
Hole.
be the initiation, or they'll absolutely
And it's going to be a
beat
Drow,
the game
really?
for Silencer
Huh.
and Treant. It's just not going to happen.
So my question on this is why the Enigma over other Zoo heroes that have also done similar things? What does he provide as being able to control the lane better?
I mean, I guess in this particular game, like, he wanted to play with the Ricky, right? So they needed to make sure they had a lane partner.
Yeah.
So, like, if they were to pick, like, some Lycan Ricky lane, that just sounds
Right,
terrible.
I would totally agree.
Yeah.
It is 100%. They had their eyes on Ricky, and they're like, what offlaner can we pick with Ricky? And they had the double pick, right? So
Right.
they just had to pick something that is guaranteed that it's going to have a decent lane, which you can because you pull the lane back, and get Ricky to his 15-minute timing. So this is entirely about the Ricky. It looks really insane because it's into Silencer and Treant Protector,
Yes.
arguably the two greatest counters to Enigma in the game, but they care about the Ricky. That's what that says.
Yeah, I'm just kind of looking at the other gaming Gladiator series versus Aster, where they did the Silencer versus the Bat Rider. Later on in the draft, I mean, we can only assume we still need an XWY hero. They actually picked the Tusk into Bat, which most teams, when you want to play Tusk mid, you normally ban the Ember and the Bat. You don't want to play that matchup. But with the Silencer rotations, they kind of own the lane. So I do think they also are in a similar position where they might want to go that route. Snap could go mid, technically. But seeing that they kind of crushed it in the offlane last game, I think they are probably looking for something to run that mid lane. But Tundra disagrees, as they do ban the Tide Hunter out.
Yeah.
Huh.
What? So that was also indicative of what carry they're thinking of playing as well, right?
Yes.
What comes to mind if you ban the Tide Hunter?
I mean, CK's
Illusion
banned.
Heroes, yeah, CK's
banned,
CK's
yeah.
banned, Naga's banned. Phantom Lancer?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
PL against Drow? I mean, that is a very difficult matchup for the Drow. I know you get the splinters.
I
and the
mean,
Ag Shards
PL
against
sucks
Drow,
ass,
but
though.
It's really not that good against the PL. It's still a pretty hard counter.
You have to do the only Drow build that works is the Maelstrom Ags, which is a complete deviation of the usual Drow.
Yeah. You can also dispel the Tree Root and the Silencer
Easily,
global.
yeah.
You're gonna go for a Manta.
Not a huge fan of that hero, but yeah, it has its merits. I remember watching one of your games, like, it's the perfect PL game, but like that hero just like takes like 3 to 4 items until it's online, and at that point it could be too late.
Yeah, and he's laning with the Undying, which is a bit weird. They banned the Pango. Okay,
This is a PL.
this feels like a PL.
Yes.
It could be.
Now Aster must know this. If we can recognize it, they definitely can know.
Yeah, but maybe they're just like, well, go
They don't
ahead. This
care.
hero's garbage.
I would say just pick it. It's garbage.
Okay.
Personally. I mean, you do have the Snap ult, which will deal
All right.
with it for the first like 30 minutes of the game. Drow eventually can get the shard, which is very good versus it.
Now
There
we'll
has
see.
to be something better. I do like that Spectre ban. I think that Spectre ban was very smart.
Sure.
And the Slark was really smart ban. So he's kind of like limiting his options. Like, I mean, I can see him playing Faceless Void too, because that is a skater hero he does love a lot.
But why ban the Pango then?
I mean,
Troll, maybe? You don't want to get
They
disarmed
might-
by the Pango and Tide is kind of okay.
Troll-
yeah, I mean, I'm looking at Troll. I'm looking at Faceless Void for him. That's some of the big picks. PL, I won't lie. It's a decent PL game if they do want to go for it. And
Okay.
then Ursa. I mean,
Interesting.
so that's a good pick. I mean, normally that hero, Skeeter's not playing it a lot this tournament, surprisingly, because he does play it a lot. It is a hero that can get an overgrowth for free. If you do the Mortar's Kisses as well, it can survive it. It's laning with an Undying. So
Ursa-
it may be pretty
Ursa's
good,
not bad.
and I think they're just going to run snap.
Global
off
Silence
now,
is a
though, and
pain,
kind of
but
pressure it.
Ursa ain't bad.
This might
Have
be
we
a
seen
harder
AM this
game,
major?
more of a
I
silencer.
don't
Yeah.
actually know.
I mean, they can kill the silencer in lane at least.
You have to, though, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you don't go for kills in this lane, you're just going to get harassed over and over again,
Yeah.
and your lane will be miserable. But he is laning with Undying. I've seen Undying's 2v1 mini lanes before, so I think his lane should be fine. As they will pick the Storm. That was the hero, one of the few heroes I talked about that generally Storm isn't very good versus Bat Rider. It has a purpose. It can win mid lane at level 6. You do have the zip, so you can just control the Bat, and then you can just like TP to rotate to wherever Bat goes to in the lanes, and then you can get some easy kills with like a full magic stick.
And the only thing to really catch him is like Ricky Dart and the
Smoke screen.
and the
after.
smoke
Storm!
Oh,
It's actually the lane for Bat Rider for 9 should be pretty good. I think they're gonna can snowball this one on the side of Tundra.
Just because of
Yeah, it's a good matchup. Yeah.
constant like full wand charges in the lane. You can just push out the lane and deal with the bat early with your remnants, and then you can catch him eventually on the side lanes.
Yeah, I mean, if Bat chases you in the
I mean,
lane
I've
stage,
seen
he's, like,
so many
spamming that
disappointing
remnant
storms
down,
this
he's
game,
running into it
this
into the tower,
tournament.
You pull him in.
Bat has
then-
to be right on top of you is the problem for
Right,
him.
and then at level 6, Silencer's just going to walk by, drop Curse, Storm will jump in. You don't want to spam your stick anymore because you're going to keep refreshing that
Yeah.
Curse. So I actually really like Aster's draft here. Complete opposite from yesterday, where every draft I saw Aster like, what are they doing? This looks terrible. This isn't good. But both their drafts, this game specifically, they have a good shot, and I'm favoring them draft-wise.
I want to just look at Tundra for a second, though,
Yeah.
because their draft looks very countered if you just look at it in the vacuum.
Yes.
But they clearly have some sort of idea. What can you tell me about their draft more? What's the synergy there? What are they thinking?
I mean, I think the Ursa is a hero that can get on top of pretty much all these heroes, even the Drow with the Blink Dagger, and we'll be able to just burst them. I think they needed that damage in there. They have the Enigma who's gonna just go for utility build because he is playing versus the Silencer. You do have Bat in the mid lane who he can do some damage, but we're not seeing much of the Witchblade anymore. So they needed someone to do the damage for the stuns. It's just he needs to get out of the laning stage.
Are Tundra also dire?
I believe.
I
so.
think they're dire. I would assume picking
Okay.
Ursa, they're dire.
Right, because of course the Roshan
Because
advantage.
you've got that stupid little high ground ward that basically everybody now is complaining about that gives the massive Roshan advantage. So you can always play around that. The fact that you're going to have an Aegis probably to work with.
Does make your offlane a little bit easier as well. Of course, in that situation with the Enigma, we'll see what happens. I think the players are already ready. And even more ready is Cap and SVG, who are right over here, ready to cast this game.
Yes, we are definitely ready. The players, Avo, not so much. We're going to have a brief pause here, but that gives us a little bit more time to talk about this matchup. Tundra, right? They go into lower bracket. Disappointing group stage, for sure. They come into this playoffs. They probably figure something's got to change. They pick up Lifestealer, which neither one of us was a big fan of, both in general, but also in that game. It didn't feel quite right. That was the first time they picked Lifestealer at this event. Now it's the first time they picked Ursa at this event.
Might be the last carry they pick. They don't start getting something clicking.
Yeah.
Team has been struggling, man. I feel for it. It's tough when you're in this rut. You don't feel like anything's working. You got to start experimenting a little more, branching out.
Sure.
Especially after you probably just won TI. I mean, I've never been in that specific rut, but I'm sure that makes
You
it
can
harder.
imagine.
I
You'd
can
love
imagine.
to dream.
I can dream of what that rut must feel like. Anyway, looking at this game, is this Tundra versus Gaming Gladiators, or are we sure we have the right team name here? Because this is literally the draft Aster lost to.
Yeah,
Swap one hero out. It's the Drow Storm draft with Silencer, Tree, and supports. So you have the team fight in the buffs to buff the Storm up when he goes in.
Okay, so I was not a huge fan. I'm becoming more of a fan, but I was not a huge fan of when Game and Gladiators did Silencer, Tree, and Protector as the support duo, and I wasn't a fan when Aster took it from them either, and then they went on to not really be able to perform with it. Now they're just blatantly stealing Game and Gladiators' first draft against
I
them.
wouldn't say they're stealing it. You know, they're just
borrowing, learning,
just
copying.
put it on loan. They'll return it at the end of the series.
Now, I do think that's a really interesting point because one of the adjustments that was made in TI 11, I would say one of the changes, I don't know if it's meta or what, but every TI brings some sort of innovation. And the thing I heard from players repeatedly was that teams have gotten really good at copying other teams' strategies. They don't necessarily need to practice it over and over again. They see another team do it, and teams have gotten really good at just being able to execute it as well as the team that originally did it. And we could be seeing that here. We'll see whether or not Aster is able to accomplish with this draft as much as Game and Gladiators was able to do yesterday in Game 1.
I think there is a reason they stole it. I'll use the word steal. You know, I mean, they lost to it. They're like, holy crap, this stuff's good. So now they're just playing it. This Drow lineup, I really like versus Enigma. We've seen it multiple times this tournament. These lineups where you have multiple ranged cores with an initiator, and then you have double supports with counter black hole.
Asking Tundra, but no, Aster better. So I don't think Aster has a better draft.
The cores are going to split up and just right-click them down. Even if you get off a black hole, you might just die. Even if the ult's on cooldown, right? So why are Tundra?
I actually kind of like Tundra's draft here.
On the lane, and they want to get this Enigma versus Silencer on the lane matchup, which they're not even going to get. But in the game, it's okay. You can play the summons route. You can buy the early Greaves or a Dispel. You can group up. And they needed a way to shut down the Silencer in the fight so that 9 can play as well. That's what they are afraid of. So they're trying to counter the counters, get their other cores enabled here. I didn't agree with their last 2 bans because
snipe.
Aster were really looking for a ranged mid hero there with the Drow aura. I don't think they would have put the snap.
Skeeter's got 6 mangoes because Ursa gameplay.
XXS is going to town with. They're pretty happy to just jam it.
Sure.
And I think he was pretty happy with Snap last game, so I'm unsurprised to see him go back to it. I do favor Aster a little bit here. I think this Ursa can get kited. The Enigma game's hard. Batrider has to play into Global and a Storm who can jump him first. It might come down to early game execution again. And so far, Aster seems to be chilling. XWY is having a pretty good early lane phase, which he should here with the stick charges and spamming the remnants. I'm not too worried about Aster in this laning phase. I don't think there's a lot of threat, right? You're playing double melee top versus double ranged. Should be mad chilling there.
Well, there's definitely a threat mid at least, right? I mean, Batrider versus Stormseer, you're giving a lot of stick charges, but you can get the kill.
Yes, you can kill. And I think that's where Tundra want to make it up in the laning phase this game.
Okay.
You want to get Riki involved in something. Maybe you're killing them bottom. I think this Riki Enigma lane can be surprising in the amount of damage it deals if you get caught out of position with a Malefice, for example. Treant makes it a bit harder, but you do have the mid-roll potential.
Why? Maybe he's going to kill 9. He does! Oh, so if they needed to be able to do something in lanes, we have already hit a massive speed bump for Tundra.
Man, I should have taken up that bet against you. I mean, 9 can kill him. I should.
You really are a gambling addict. You had this bet going on with Effie yesterday, the $6 bet.
Oh, you're just gonna say that on live television.
You had a bet going on with. You were trying to force a bet on me today.
I got a lot of bets going to this tournament. I'm not winning any of them.
Yeah, Avery's he's working this event for free. He's actually just paying out his talent
right
fee
now.
to all the other talent.
It's straight in, straight out. I'm bleeding. It's a rough life.
This is how talent keep their, this is how we keep our skills honed,
Yeah, it's a full-on poker game going on.
We argue against each other about drafts and who's going to win.
I mean, I bet Fog he wouldn't even get to this event. He showed up. I lost so much on that.
Yep, my man's made it.
He's
just in time,
he's definitely listening right now. He did not like that joke.
He even gave it. He even tweeted at a Cap and Avery.
You tried
podcast,
tooltips?
I know he did.
What do you mean tooltips?
Because you know he's listening.
I liked his
Avery.
tweet for he said I did him dirty.
If any of you guys ever interact with Avery, just know that the meaner and grumpier he is to you, the more he likes you. If he's ever polite to you, it's all over. You guys are not friends.
That's why I love you, Cap. You're one of my favorite people.
I can tell.
In the whole world.
All right, so.
Keep laughing it up, son.
All right.
Don't give up.
Don't give up. Can you explain? Maybe I'm just stupid.
Okay.
Let's imagine that I'm just stupid.
Okay. Not too hard, but I'll try.
This game 1 draft from yesterday.
Yeah.
Game and
It's like
they
click on
drafted
something
Aster's
like,
entire
oh, you
lineup
mean like this? Actually,
Aster
for me,
first
for
picks,
some reason, it's
and
not
it-
working right now. Oh, this tooltips. Yeah. I know this
Why the
tooltips.
Enigma is
They use that for like the major and stuff. It's actually really fucking expensive to have it,
Tell you why, okay?
to have
by
this
that.
on
See
the
this thing
stream.
in the base right here?
Like it
You see
costs
this little
like
shield
10
in the
grand or
base with
something.
some
I'm sorry,
names on it?
I don't know who our lovely observer is, but if you could go
I
ahead
don't
and
know,
click
but
on Dyer's fountain
To have
and
this
click
I
on
don't
the
think you can
Aegis
added
that's
in
there.
for
See
the
this item in the base? It's called
this
the
shit.
Aegis
Up
of
at the
the
top, it's
Immortal.
above the shopkeep.
Top left.
There you
right
go.
there.
That-
Yeah. Why
yeah,
don't we
yeah.
click on? Oh, he's not even on click.
No,
Let's
no,
click
no,
on the radio. That's
there
fine.
you go.
Okay, you
Okay.
see some names on that. What's the last name on that cap? What is that? I can't. I have to squint a little bit, but if I hover over that, oh, it looks. No, not that one. Yeah, there we go. 33. That's why they're picking a cap, because this guy doesn't care what he plays against. He is that confident. He won TI off his summons. He's the best summons player in the world. He knows how to play these counter matchups. You can penta pick him. You can quadruple pick him. You can quad lane him. You can gank him. You can shut him down. You can kill his couriers. You can sentry every camp on his side. It doesn't matter. He's confident, and I like that confidence. Now, will it work out for them? Probably not, but I like that confidence. That's what you need to win a LAN, you know?
Yeah.
There's some truth in it. Like, if you're not willing to pick the heroes you think are good and you're using them for why you think they're good, they want a Grease Buyer, they want a Summons hero, they want what it does for their lineup in terms of the team fight, the threat on the lane, enabling Soxa on a melee roamer that's going to get on the back line and give them good sleeping dart silences in this game, that can be enough to fulfill your game plan here, right? And if they feel like that's it, it's going to do its job, why overcomplicate things?
Is there no other offlaner that can enable Ricky's game?
I mean, a lot was banned. I don't think the melee summons are nearly as good with him, right? Like, you don't want to really play a Lycan here or something.
Sure,
It gets awkward. The Furion's out. There's
But
like,
what about the summons is important for Ricky? Is it just about taking that tower, or?
that's how the lane develops. Yeah, you get some objective taking too. If you look at this Tundra lineup, who's pressuring tier 1s, who's giving him kind of AoE Roche control. Also, these ultimates versus Enigma are only as good as you can hold them. Let's say Tundra get a lead because their lanes go well. All of a sudden, this global and overgrowth aren't as good because you can force the issue. If 9 can be the initiator of this game instead of XWY, those ults are way different, right? Because then you have to start using them on the bat, and then Enigma gets a freer fight. Honestly, I think they just value the laning and the auras that he can buy. They value the spells in the mid game.
Okay.
But obviously, yes, the black hole. You're not picking Enigma for black hole this game. I don't think it's your highest priority here. That said, it's a goddamn TI winner for a reason to respect him. The other hero that comes to mind that could have done this, and I've seen play with the Ricky, is the offlane Coddle. We saw that a lot in Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
But again, it's not really... I would never expect 33 to play offlane Coddle, right?
No.
Maybe if Necro was still in the game, he'd probably play it.
Yeah, no, that would actually, now all of a sudden it's a summon hero. Man, 33 really got nerfed by Necronomicon being taken out of the game, and then he still won a TI.
Yeah, think if Necro was in the game.
Oh my god.
He'd have 4 rings by now.
What about that? Okay.
4 rings? My guy, this is not the fucking Super Bowl.
Actually said that the Enigma helps protect the Bat Rider. So now you're saying it's the opposite. The Bat Rider initiates, and he forces Global Sounds to use.
Well, this is one of those lineups where
There's
they want
nothing
certain
left in
heroes
life.
to do things that go right to enable other heroes, right?
Okay.
Let's say Enigma gives Ricky a really good lane. Ricky's off to the races. You can pick the Ricky maybe in the first place. What's the Ricky?
Sorry,
design
I've been
in this game?
fairly
He's gonna destroy
distracted.
Silencer's life. That's what Ricky's here for. Make Silencer's life miserable. It's one of the best matchups. You can always find him. The division game's really annoying. Jump on him, sleeping dart him, sleep him. You start the fight. Well, now Enigma doesn't have to worry about global, right?
Sure.
And then maybe you have to use Overgrowth to bail out your other cores. All of a sudden, you could be looking at a fight where these 2 ults are out of the picture, and then this Enigma pick doesn't look too bad, right?
Yeah.
But then still, why I'm saying it's tough is because you're still playing into a Drow lineup, and I think these Drow archetypes are very favorable versus Enigma in the current meta.
I mean, you keep your spacing because you typically have 3 range heroes.
Yes.
You can blow the Enigma up, like with just like one multi-shot. If he doesn't catch the Drow in the black hole, he's probably just going to die before the black hole is even finished.
So he has other issues in this game, but you got to start somewhere, right?
Sure.
And I think some of this was, how do we give this first phase Bat Rider a good game into what's going to be a mid counter pick and a silencer?
Okay.
So you want to help him out a little. You want to debilitate the silencer. That should help the Enigma's game. Ursa's there to give you the Roshan early, which can accelerate the game versus potentially some long cooldown ults. You have Tombstone to make sure that Roche fight is applicable, right? This is how these lineups kind of come together, and you look at them and you're like, oh, I feel like they're counterpicking themselves, but the ball gets rolling, these pieces fall into place. It's a scary team fight lineup.
Okay. Thank you, Avery.
This is the
I feel a
potential I
little
see.
less stupid now.
Well, that was not my goal.
Now, even harder task. Can you explain Silencer, Tree, and Protector to me as a support duo? It feels like all in on lanes, which goes to what you were saying. Enigma gives you that kind of good laning presence. I feel like if Silencer, Tree don't win lanes, I'm not super happy with them.
So
Am I
Tree is
biased?
slow hero.
Okay.
Tree talk very slow. Silencer.
Don't you need something like
removes
halftime
everybody
performance
talk.
during pause?
But
If
Tree
this
in
many
himself
pauses
doesn't
aren't
care
fixed.
because he already talks
Yeah, it
slow.
takes
All
for
right, now you're going
fucking
the
ever.
opposite direction. Now I feel stupider.
I think this combo is working because one, Treant is very strong in the meta. He skews a lot of the core-on-core matchups. He messes with BKB timings. The armor is very strong in a meta where I feel like a lot of these late game fights come down to cores right-clicking each other. Not necessarily super kitey engagements, though some of these lineups have proven to be that.
Yeah, like with all the force stats
Yeah.
going around.
And then basically, Treant is the best BKB lockdown in the game from a 5. Outside of like some other fringe picks, there's like Wyvern and stuff, but in the current meta, he's the best, which means you can get these 4s that traditionally suffer versus that BKB timing in the game, right? So that's why we see a lot of Silencer, we see a lot of Disruptor. These are the 2 that come to mind. Their spells are very powerful. They're very good teamfight spells, but why did we not see them in a lot of the later patches? Because if you have 3 cores that all buy BKB and they run at you, your spells disappear off the map. Treant helps that problem a lot. Not only can he armor that weak 4 if he's getting gone on the back line, maybe bail him out. He has overgrowth, so Silencer uses globally, throws those spells, enemy cores BKB, you overgrowth them. Bam. That's like a pretty good fight recipe, right? The supports are helping each other use their spells more effectively in the fight. Treant also stalls the game. He keeps towers up, keeps cores alive on lane. Silencer traditionally would much rather have his towers up in a static map because then he's very bad at regaining space once he loses it.
Yeah.
The hero's slow, he's clunky, can't really invade jungle areas unless he's super snowballing off lane kills, which when you play versus Bat, you do have that option. So I think these heroes end up helping each other a lot. They have a lot of small natural synergies. As long as, like you said, you don't lose lane super hard and have 2 clunky supports with low damage, I think you're pretty happy going into that mid game.
Okay.
The other thing you lack is maybe initiation, but
Yes.
that's where
that
you
is always
need-
my big problem with it, but
that's where you need that last pick like Storm or something, where he shines. Storm is still a great initiator. Maybe he's not the best, scaling damage or something like that. Maybe he's not Pangolier who's going to solo kill a Furion in the late game, but he is still a great initiator. If you need a reliable jump, the man in the blue hat's going to give it to you as the man in the blue slot has disconnected again.
that does put a lot of pressure on XWY, and I think we talked about that last series. We have the support duos. It does mean your mid laner is under the gun to perform and get those good initiations, not just jumping the wrong hero, but actually jumping the right hero at the right time.
I was also talking to Quinn yesterday. I mean, I got locked in a room with him. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been talking to him. But it happens. We got stuck in the elevator. And I had a long conversation with him. And one of the things I mentioned that it came back to me is XWY is in a tough position, not only because he's the newest player on this Aster roster, but because he's filling in a role that they have removed before. Which might sound a little toxic, but I mean in the sense this Aster team has gone through a couple mids, right?
Sure, yeah, they had Ori last year.
What that means is that they're kind of searching for this guy that fits with them. So when you bring in another mid to fill in a role that's already kind of been replaced, it's a very tough spot to fill.
So you're saying he's Cinderella, or maybe he's not, but he's trying on glass slippers right now.
Yeah, I think
every single game.
I think the analogy I heard from the Shopify boys was they call it the defense of the dark arts teacher.
That's right. That is oh man.
That's what
I think that was our tour that came up with that one. That is a baller line.
I don't know if I'm supposed to say that publicly.
Well, it's already out there.
Well, yeah, we got to go with it now. But that's this role on a team that just keeps getting replaced because you're trying to find the guy that fits. And it's not as toxic as it sounds. I think it's coming off a little tough. But I've been on teams like I've kicked multiple offlaners. I was trying to figure out something that worked, and it's hard. It's a tough spot for the team to be in, but it's also tough for the guy coming in because not only do you have the pressure of I'm the new guy, I have to show up, blah blah blah, but it's also like this team also hasn't gotten mids to work. There's something about it that hasn't gelled with him, right? So I think XWY, I think this guy has had a pretty damn good tournament for the position he's in. And you have to put these things in context, right? You can't just look at this guy and compare him to some mid who's been on a team for 5 years, who's doing great. Like Abed's been there forever and knows everything about the team, is super comfortable. This guy has a lot of pressure on his shoulders. He's playing the playmaker for this team. He has to start fights. He has to potentially win lanes. He has to maybe deal with early picks as well that are going to get countered. And at the same time, he's in that defense of the dark arts position. It's anything can happen.
So it sounds like to me he's in this defense against the dark arts position. It sounds like he's already set himself up to be one of the good guys. All right, he's not one of the bad guys. He's not one of the actors. He's coming into this position. He's doing his job. We'll just see whether or not he suffers some sort of ill fate or if he manages to be the perfect fit.
Exactly.
God, that's so good. When I first heard that one, that was, of course, in the reference was to a different team. You could probably guess which one.
Yeah,
Shopify.
unconfirmed. I'm not going to say it was Shopify.
I'm not going to say it's Shopify, but they have gone through a lot of offlaters.
Potentially.
I was just running through my head like who's who at that point in time.
I mean, they're not the only team, right? I can literally say I did that with my team. It happens a lot, you know. In fact, Snaking sitting in that booth was one of my defense against the Dark Hearts.
Yeah, and then he went on to win a TI, so I guess you...
what is the moral there?
Poor judgment.
You should be begging me to kick you. That's what you should take away from that
Please,
story.
Avery, join my team and then kick me.
Yeah.
That's the Eternal Envy treatment.
It is. What he gave it to me, but I never got that buff, so I must have passed a generation.
Man, you really should have been in that that summit skit.
I should have been in a lot of skits.
Well, you're Talon now. You'll get the opportunity to be
I don't want to be in those skits. I want to be in this game, which
hey, we're back in the game,
thank
everybody.
God.
Welcome back.
I was
Game
running
2
out of unconfirmed rumors.
of Aster versus Tundra. Yeah, I mean, if you guys want more information on the Dota scene and leaks, you know, just put a pause on our games, and Avery will panic and start letting you know everything he's heard.
That's the end of my unconfirmed rumors. You have to get confirmed rumors. Avo Plus at Twitter.com.
All right, well, XWY, not only did he get the first blood kill over 9, but he's doing very well in CS.
Yeah,
so
he's a level up. He's a CS up.
I mean, the whole danger of this matchup is dying to the Batrider like level 5, or Batrider getting level 6 ahead of you and killing you with the lasso before you have your 6. At this point, I'm not expecting XWY to die.
No. It's rare you kill the bat this early. I do think the levels 1 through 3 are pretty nice for Storm.
Yeah.
You expect them to be ahead, but do not expect that kill. And that is really good for this Aster lineup because, again, he's the playmaker initiator.
Yep.
Anytime that hero gets a lead, you're going to be happy going into that mid game. And 9 is Tundra's here.
Yes.
So not only are you getting your playmaker set up, you're shutting down Tundra's. Ursa and Enigma are not starting too many fights for you unless you're just going in the Roche pit. So you're going to have to look for 9 to catch up here. Little slow start on that laning stage.
You don't really have the supports on either side to really rotate and, you know, offset this mid matchup one way or the other. As 9's going to go for the kill. XWY TPing out. He's going to be fine.
Ooh,
it's a little close, but he does TP back to the tier 2. So he didn't TP back to the fountain or anything. So he is still going to be able to catch all this experience. Not a problem. He did go for treads and not a bottle rush. Is that just because in this matchup you don't really get to control power runes or water runes?
I mean, boots are always nice versus bat in the one-on-one.
Yeah.
I think maybe he just got extra gold from the first blood, thought he was in like a pretty strong position region-wise, so it could be a little greedy here. I do think it's a little greedy to complete the treads over the bottle, because now he's like, you know, denying power runes and he's feeling a bit of the pressure. He doesn't have TP here either. He's got to be careful in this position. You do not want to die and feed all that momentum back towards 9.
It used to be Storm Spirits at this point in time, they're just like, screw it, I'm going to just go jungle. Nowadays, I don't really see anybody do that.
No, the jungling is too slow. It's too far away from the lane. You lose too many runes.
Okay.
He does have tree and armor here too, so maybe that offsets this bottle a little bit between tree and armor and stick. It's like, I can get away with it.
Yeah, and I'm sure he's communicating to his supports. Guys, I'm really close to my 6. Please don't let this Batrider dive and kill me. I'll let you know when the pressure is coming down the line.
Side lanes here are going pretty good for Tundra, though. They are getting some decent levels on their heroes and decent level advantage. Like, I don't even know what really happened top, but Baboka is far behind in XP. I'm looking at this
he was running around hitting some couriers.
Yeah, so he took a lot of time off lane, but XXS does not have the level advantage over Skeeter here. So they're just missing some XP on this lane, which is pretty nice for snaking on this Undying. He can play a bit greedier. And I was going to say, maybe some of this mid is also, when you have this bat mid, you can bait the dives when you have Silencer really hard, because the turnaround's guaranteed. You just go in, you get the curse. Maybe your mid dies, but then Silencer 100% gets the turnaround kill. And if he's very fast and you get the early slow when you have boots on the mid and the bat doesn't, oftentimes you can get that back kill before your mid even dies.
Sure.
So that was something like, oh, maybe if Baboka has the levels, he can go for this play, but he does not have the levels. So it's probably going to be static side lanes here, which are going decent for Tundra. They're getting what they want out of them. Skeeter has his 6 mangoes and boots, ready to make the smoothie, and hasn't had to use a lot of regen. So
he almost has phase boots too, so we may even see a kill going the way for Tundra in that top lane matchup once he does have those boots.
And 9 is double stacking for himself. you can double stack these dire camps. It's a pretty nice play. Don't see a lot of bats do actually. And so he's going to have the extra economy here between these two camps.
Okay.
Pretty cheeky, and if he gets 6-minute rune, he's going to be pretty much back. Now XWI does have level 6 and level advantage here, but again, like you're saying, who's going to rotate mid this game? It's Baboka with level 2? Is this enough?
Well, that pretty much means XWI is going to have to do 90% of the damage, and Baboka's just going to have to push in for the extra 10%, and he's already given up on it. Says. I mean, shouldn't he stick around? 6-minute power runes are coming up.
You want to contest the rune, but he doesn't. He's probably going to stack and contest it. Maybe he's trying to be a little efficient here.
Get some damage on 33. Bishog doesn't seem to have any spells.
Gotta be careful. Don't want to overextend into the Eidolons. If they split, you get Malefist here.
Bone him down, use the living armor, only level 1, but it's going to be good for now. Baboka does manage to snatch away the double damage rune in top and get some decent damage on Snake King. But again, only level 2, so.
Yeah, there's just not a kill here. Baboka's too low level. 9 is going to be able to catch back up. Maybe something you think is invading jungle here if you think they are stacking for this bat? You think XWI is strong enough? It could be on the radar. We haven't seen a lot of early jungle invasions in this meta, but these options are always there, you know? If the right game calls for it, you go in that jungle, steal the stacks, make 9, skirmish your silencer around that minor objective. Could be something Aster to look at. The downside is you're leaving XXS alone for a long time here. And he's not suffering too hard, but you're going free farm to this Ursa.
Yeah, that last lane was pretty passive, so they could leave XXS there. I could see worlds where Ursa kills, but it's a double melee, so I think it's unlikely. But yeah, as you said, Ursa is kind of free farming.
And they're just stacking more and more jungle. Snake actually messed that one up.
I feel like that was a huge advantage that Game and Gladiators had in their series over Aster.
Yep.
They stacked like 2 times, 3 times, maybe even 4 times as many camps as Aster did. So
yeah, there's a lot of stacking going on.
Yeah, and you can see it again here.
Stacked 1 big camp, but all these 3 large camps for the dire jungle are triple stacked. All 3 of them? Or we have 2.5. It's a lot of camps here for 9 to clear through. That's why I was saying that invade would have been really nice, because you look at 9 here. Let's say you jump him with Storm Silencer, he's gone.
Yeah.
And then you're stealing a stack. You might just like win the game off that. But
and then you don't feel bad that your supports didn't stack as much as they did.
And XWI, he was looking to get aggressive. He TP top here. So he was looking for this Ursa kill that he didn't get. He might just end up in the jungle naturally because there's nowhere else to go up here.
Sure.
But by then, I think 9 has cleared it out. And you're giving the XP mid. The benefit of the stacking is now you can give XP to Ricky mid. 33, missing his lane partner, but he's getting the levels, and the Eidolons can do the work now.
Yeah, level 3 Eidolons, not so easy to kill. The Drow Ranger will get the occasional one. Here it is. XWY is going to spot. Oh, hey,
he's gonna get the
there
end
was
of
a little stack. He might be able to get some of it, and even better if he gets the kill onto 9, take away some of that jungle gold he had, and it looks like he's got him.
Beautiful gameplay
big
from him.
kill.
I'm so impressed they ended up here. I don't know if it was intentional because he went top first, but the foresight is definitely there, right? Like, where's this bat? Ricky's mid. Go punish him. Do not let this bat just lane for free in the jungle and catch up. So great punisher from XWY. Now he's even going back there. He's like, wait a minute. What have you guys been up to in here?
Yeah, what else you got? I'm going to take everything.
Snake is not happy about this. He's going to drop that to him.
Yeah.
But he has an invis.
Okay. He's actually going to get right on top of Snake King, threaten him a little bit.
Even if he just forces the zombies to kill some of this and leech XP, this still sucks for 9, right?
Yeah, certainly.
And now they're going to bring XXS over. I mean, there's no way XWY can die here. He's just playing with him.
They will, Tundra at least will do a good job of like keep pushing him out entirely so they can get the experience all for themselves. And 9 can start getting to that boots of travel. And that is the difference between these two heroes, right? Stormshire can be a bit active early on, whereas Bat Rider typically just farms this period of time until you have bots. And then even then, you're going to try and farm up BKB typically.
This is where you want your Storm to be, though. Especially in this bad matchup. You want him to be ahead. You want him to either get it from the stacks, the kills, or the runes. So they got some stacks. He got a kill. Pretty decent position. Now he's going to go Witchblade. And I like this Witchblade a lot more than that other Witchblade in the game prior. Because this is a first item Witchblade he can be aggressive with before BKBs or that sustainability comes out. This is where you want that item.
That other Witchblade was 3rd item Witchblade?
Yeah, that game was, I mean, that game was over. But yeah, this is a game where the Witchblade can do some work, right?
Certainly.
It gives them the solo damage to just kill these cores too. This bad Enigma are not going to be super tanky for a lot of this game. Until you get to that Mech Greaves, till you get to the Ogre Club into the BKB on bat. There's going to be some windows here.
See if they can kill the Eidolons. Malphus to stop the multi-shot. Get a bit of damage onto Monet. They had the black hole, but they do actually get a rotation.
Oh, XXS
out of
is
XXS,
hiding.
and they're well, I think he showed for a second there, but now he's going to throw in the kisses. They're going to try and turn the Enigma. Oh, if he lands all these shots, he's just going back and forth, and he does nail him. XXS on point, and Soxa took the damage from jumping onto the Enigma. He's going to kill the Tombstone. XXS just rolling in the money now. He's going to help Monet get a double kill off of that.
Did they see him, Cap?
I don't think they certainly did.
That was pretty cheeky. If he actually hit in the fog perfectly, baited them into that overextension, then turns it around. Damn, this guy's showing up today. And he's feeling this Snapfire. He's one of those players where if you get him the heroes, he's just, I'm going to pop off on this hero. He pops off, right?
Certainly.
And it's showing.
Especially if it's a playmaker, right? Especially if it's some sort of Mars, in this case, Snapfire.
Yeah, and this is not a super greedy playmaker either. This is a hero that can just fight at every point in the game.
Yep.
Has strong spells, can fight early, can play the lane, can buy whatever items you need for the lineup. Now all of a sudden you're not playing two super greedy side laners where XWY has to just make up for everything in the world. Another pretty good start here for Aster in terms of momentum. That said, Tundra are not behind. Again, this team is mad efficient. The stacking has been at work. 9 is smoked killing Ancients here. About as efficient as you can get. You can't just start killing enemy heroes.
But he's still farming, and that means there's an active mid laner on the field. XWY going to go for a second kill. 33 had mech this time around. He actually completed the mech after he died in that last fight from the kisses. I feel like if he had the mech, it could have been him surviving, but now they've kept him on the back foot.
That's a catapult wave.
Slight difference, and yeah, that's going to be a tower too.
And that's an Arcane Rune Storm.
Whoa, XWY, where are you going?
He's going everywhere he wants. He has unlimited mana right now.
He's going to chase after Snake King, and this should be a pretty easy one. Let's see if he overextends it all, or if Aster's going to be clean about this. And yeah, they're kind of resetting a little bit.
He's still
away from the Tombstone.
I like how XWY is playing this game.
Yeah.
He's pushing the limits, making moves on the map, enabling his team.
He's just forcing Tundra to respond all the time,
yes,
right?
And at least he's getting something out of the efficiency Tundra has proven with the stacks. Again, Tundra are not behind in this net worth, but XWY is doing at least a decent job of punishing them. Trying to find more.
Soxa gets out of the sentries. They had one river and then one blocking the ancient camp, so he kind of skirts that line perfectly.
Man, Skeeter is farm though. And he's going Battle Fury on this Ursa. Actually, I think he has it. Yeah, he does. It's flying out.
That's a fast time.
So he has Phase Boost Battle Fury done on an Ursa at 13 minutes here. But the question is he going to have the space to use it, right?
Yeah. Aster once
they're
again.
taking towers.
I mean, I feel like a lot of their formatting was enabled by the fact they had Ember Spirit Fury on last time, but they're doing kind of the same thing.
Yep.
They're grouping up and they're just taking your objectives. And Tundra, I mean, they're struggling. Maybe this is just a game plan against Tundra. You know, this is a team that likes to be ultra efficient, so you just say, fine, you're not going to fight us. Let's take as many early objectives as possible.
If you take the map away from an efficient team, that is one way to just cut them off at the knees, right?
Yeah.
I kind of like the idea. We're not seeing the net worth catapult up yet for them, but these early towers can pay dividends later, especially if you're keeping yours up with Tree. And Pichu's still bottom. They have to smoke their bat down here to kick this guy out. That's how annoying he's been for 33. This is a necessary move because you cannot let him sit down here and just soak XP under this tier 1.
Yeah, seriously.
You got to get 33 involved in this game with the early summons and the early team fighting because, again, his later black holes are not necessarily going to bail you out of a position. And, of course,
oh, this would be a big kill to get, but he's already outside of the smoke screen, so XWY's going to be fine. And he gets a power rune. Whoa, what was that global silence for? I don't... Misclick? Yeah, Skeeter's like, I don't think you were supposed to be using that.
I think it was for the audio in the booth. Something was going wacky. They heard Jenkins was back on the panel and tried to global him again.
What if there was a hero that could do that, but except the video? Just turns everybody's monitors off, too.
Yeah.
Maybe that's Muerta.
You know who that was? That was Night Stalker with the old darkness. You couldn't play.
That's true.
just turn your monitor off. You'd have better intuition during that ult.
I'm back. Ah, sorry.
Either
for
way,
the
that
wait.
is a wasted ult. He gets the chat wheel. He gets the tip.
Oh,
And that tip gold. Why not?
Jesus.
Soxa is actually poor enough he won't be able to buy the 15-minute shard right away, which
Maybe he
everybody
gets a courier,
who
though.
plays Ricky tries to do this. Maybe with the courier kill, it's going to be a little bit more. All right, he's close.
It's a good courier, too. Monet's not happy about that one.
No.
And remember, Aster had a pretty good early game momentum.
Oh, it's going pretty well for Tundra right now.
And of course,
Actually have
was going to work, and you have to care
150.
about
No,
what's on in this game.
200 on them
Skeeter gets his
for
ace.
game 2. So,
He has a good chance to
for
take
the
the
love
game
of
over.
God,
Especially
please.
with all these couriers are going to die to Soxa because he has deep wards and taking names.
Yeah, we've.
One way to slow
I mean,
you
part
down.
of it was old Matthew, but there was a general. Like Ari did that. I saw the courier. There was some sort of record about couriers. I think like 7 couriers killed in one game. It does seem to be a little bit more of a meta here.
You mean the record this tournament?
Why? Yeah, it was a record.
Yeah, I'm
this
going to say, I feel like the most couriers I've ever killed was the Boston Major with the Bounty Hunter meta.
Yeah,
That was a courier
You were
kill.
literally just AFK killing
Oh my
couriers
God,
nonstop.
get me out.
All right, he's got the
Told you
sleeping
this
dart,
fucker just
thanks
gonna
to some of those
spam courier kills.
So he's
Just
on
the way it
par
is.
in
Do-do-do, do-do-do,
Tundra.
do-do-do.
Do they want
Some things will never change.
Not really, I think. You
I
kind of
think
want to
they
get
want to BKBs.
You want to
right?
get BKB on bat for sure. You do have Grease on Enigma, and you have this Max Decay and a Tombstone. But I think the fight's pretty hard if XWY gets a good jump and you just global on top, right? I mean, what's the counterplay? It's not there yet. That's why you need these Dispels, Sleeping Darts, maybe start the fight on your own terms. I think Tundra are happy to keep split pushing and farm until they're ready to try and take a fight into that Roshan for the Ursa. And I think if you're Aster, you want to keep up the tempo with your Storm because he has rune control. Another haste rune for XWY here. Pretty strong.
Gonna go for Snaking first. Snaking is tanky enough to survive, and he still hasn't used Tombstone, which is a little bit surprising to me, but again, Aster, XWY kind of goes for a poke, doesn't overcommit.
Yeah, you don't want to fight in the high ground Tombstone here.
Yeah.
That sounds rough, especially if you run out of mana. Still, you want to keep finding something.
Especially with the haste
XWY.
rune, melee heroes,
There's
especially if you
global.
can kill Skater first with the global. They're going to stop him from getting off the invade.
That's a nice
And
kill.
now the kisses will land a couple times. Snake King taken out. Bulbagun's going to go for the kill, and he gets it. +2 intelligence. It may cost him his life. Never mind. Cookie gets him out. Living Armor does the same. Soxa.
He's dusted.
He is
But
dusted.
he's out of there.
XWY was smoke screened up, so couldn't really chase that kill.
Oh, man.
Ursa's biggest nemesis.
Dropped right in front of Snake.
Someone screaming, "Shut the fuck up!"
Before his eyes. No.
Did he manage to get in?
He
time?
managed to
okay,
get it, yeah.
Okay.
He ran back into them.
Sleeping Dart. Wacha!
Go to sleep.
Like, ultimately just the most annoying hero. When he was sitting there
It's
earlier on the
obnoxious.
Ancients while Drow was farming, I thought of that TF2 line. You know, there's a spy sapping my sentry, you know? That's what all Ricky does. He's just killing couriers. He's sapping your experience. He's putting you to sleep, stopping your TPs.
No, I only played Dota Cap. I do not understand other game references.
Well, it's a Valve game, so I'm allowed to reference it. Thank you, Gabe, for that $5 check.
You're getting
Tundra.
5. What the hell? They have Tombstone. They have Black Hole. Why
They
not
do.
force it, right? There's no global up. So now your Black Hole is looking pretty good. And now, when
Yeah.
you force this fight, again, you might have to use the Overgrowth aggressively here. This is the fight Tundra need to win. It's the Roshan for Ursa.
I mean, this pretty much means Aster needs to get really good usage out of their basics.
Ursa, they already killed Roche.
He's already picked it up.
Now he can
XXS
chase.
full retreat. XWY is going to try and stall him out here, but he went into the smoke drain, and now he's going to be lassoed. He turned around quickly.
What the fuck is XWY
They
doing?
get the black hole out of the silencer. 33 like screw it.
Why did he sip
That's
in without a
Black Hole
BKB on the
is gonna get
storm?
game, boys. Got the one man.
Dude's a fucking suicidal
Down
maniac.
as many heroes as you can. Try for P-Show. Skater's going to hop onto him. Monet trying to save him with the Gust pushback. Doesn't quite get it. Soxa is going to be able to leap away before anything comes from Monet. And now the objective is probably dead too.
There's that momentum change. Tundra were getting to that BKB bat. They were getting
I
to
don't
that
really
timing where
get that
you have
idea
to
from the
one global
storm
and go
sipping
the
in
mid.
with no BKB.
And that's where I'm saying you have to use this Overgrowth aggressively. The Black Hole gets freed up. Even if they don't get that fight, Tundra are super happy with that because you get Aegis on a Blink Dagger Ursa now. And now Skeeter can potentially build and try and take over the map with the Ricky giving you the vision, setting you up with the Sleeping Darts. You have the bots on bat. The Enigma can just push the lanes out, or I guess just steal more Ancients. you have to be worried on these deep side lane pushes. Monet, you were out very far.
Yes.
TP coming up for 9 in 2 seconds here. Yeah, they're
Gonna go for it.
This is not how you can farm.
Wait, oh, what happened to the TP?
What?
Did he decide against it? I think he might have.
Yeah, I think he
They didn't have lasso.
maybe they thought help was coming.
Yeah.
But that is the type of play you have to be worried about, right?
Sure. Oh, nice jump away before the gust lands, and with the smoke screen and stuff, he's out. You don't even try and hit him.
He's being so annoying this game that they have decided they are done with it, and they have bought a gem.
Yeah, XWY's holding it.
Give the gem to Storm. Let him find this Ricky. But again, the economics here are not favoring Aster in these last 5 minutes. They're not finding the pickoffs. The Storm has lost momentum. And Skeeter is
XWS.
going ham.
Ooh. Just walks right into Skeeter. I can't believe he's turning around. He's thinking about fighting this. Oh, this is looking bad. Flame break back into the smoke screen some more with the tombstone out. Monet will try and help him out here, but it looks like...
Well, XXS gonna get jumped. Skeeter. Age is gonna get popped most likely. There's an overgrowth available. But again, XWY!
He's gonna be caught again. Overgrowth helping him out. He needs to be able to walk out of the smoke screen and jump away again. Look at
Lasso do.
Monet also tried to TP out. And they
That's a
with the
big
lasso.
kill.
XWY does manage to get away, but the whole squad of Tundra just rolls over Aster. They played that pretty damn well, I would say.
Oh yeah, they're poking that fight out, forcing some spells, just slowly going in, waiting for Skeeter to jump. He's the committal here. Starts that fight out with a jump and pretty much ends it with the second one, right?
Yeah.
Takes XSS out of the fight. You're missing your aura here. You're missing.
You definitely need to get like some Lotus Orbs or some shit on Tundra to deal with the global silence overgrowth.
The Aegis is out on Ursa, and he doesn't quite yet have BKB.
Kill on Drow versus Storm versus Drow, which is better? Kill on Drow is way better than a kill on Storm. If you look at the net worth, Drow is way a bunch above, and Drow is the one that's supposed to do the carrying this game. Storm is pretty okay, but it's not superb. Are they gonna go for XWY? He zips out. Oh, still gets slept.
Oh, he didn't jump again.
Do have global
He can
to
still
bail
get
him.
smoke screen.
There
goes the global, but it doesn't matter. Skeeter's gonna lay into him. The physical damage might be enough. The cookie gets him out. Good save from XXS.
But they use global
On
for
the
that.
Ground, Aster got to be resetting here. They're gonna back away.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't try and turn on Skeeter there. Because again, this is your window. He used ult aggressively. He doesn't have the BKB. You don't have the BKB on bat. Maybe that tombstone's enough to dissuade you, but you're not going to get many opportunities like that.
Again, maybe it comes down to the confidence. I mean, Aster looked super confident in game one, right? They were playing pretty damn fast. But two team fights in this game two may cause them to call the question how much they can actually fight Tundra.
And I feel like this Ricky is the one causing them problems right now.
Yeah, I think so too.
They're not confident to push aggressively into those jungle areas like they were before.
Saxa is a
They're falling
beast.
behind on net worth because
Saxa is just a freaking monster.
Monet's afraid to go super
Honestly,
top
4
with the-
positions are the best fucking players in Dota.
WI
You
is
cannot
that's
ever
not even
convince me
necessarily
otherwise.
blink struck
I
up.
don't believe any other role is as hard to play as position 4.
But he's got BKB now. They're going to lose Picho. He's going to fall.
One
But
might
Aster
say
has hit a time.
the invisible impact of this Ricky can be felt.
Oh, SVG, shut up.
Thank you, Lacoste.
You know Lacoste gets paid by the pun. I get paid by the trash talk, so
I see. That's why you're so mean.
damn straight. I'm
All
getting
right.
rich off it.
BKB is up for XWY, but BKB is up on the Ursa. So, like,
And
do you
Pike.
feel like one of those is more impactful than the other?
Oh, Tundra definitely have the item advantage here because they're the lineup that wants to close out the map during this period. I still don't think you want to go ultra late into this Drow lineup if you're on even footing. So you want to gain the advantage now, and they're building it. BKB on Skeeter,
Daytime
Pipe on
smoke.
33. Aster narrowly escaped. I'm worried about the next team fight here for Aster though, because you have your big auras up on Enigma and you have your BKBs. Where's the damage going to come from? XWY is not.
Need to explain if you say statement like that.
It's got to come from either a
White plus
longer
4 is
fight
the best.
between
Oh,
Silencer
because
rather
you
than
work
Ignite,
with the least amount
or
of
Monet
money,
picking up the slack with the
but
physical.
you still are the playmaker most of the games. You're the one that initiates. You're the one that counterplays. You're the one that gets vision. While working with the, I mean, position 5 is actually working with the least amount, but position 5's job is defend the safe laner. Whereas a position 4's job is make plays all across the map, open up the map, find vision, find ganks possible for your team. Play in very dangerous areas without being caught.
doesn't let XWY walk away with that invis.
And they
Smokes him a
usually
little
play
bit
the
by
most
dropping
mechanically skilled heroes, like, let's say, Earth
Yeah,
Spirit.
they're just going for it.
Oh, if they
Usually
kill
they
off
start-
Silencer,
they're
that's a
trying to grab
huge
the
kill,
Ricky,
because
but
then
Skeeter's
there's
gonna
no
try and
global
take one
silence. He
kill.
does
Global
bop it.
Global silence stops the black hole, and XWY gets off his BKB. Oh no, the lasso just lasted too long. The kisses are raining in, doing tons of damage.
Like
But
Earth
without the
Spirit,
storm
it's
surge, they were
Rubik.
finishing
You know,
low.
those are
And look
really
how far
high
back
skill
they
cap
came.
heroes.
Turn with overgrowth.
Maybe if Tundra overextends.
Yeah, they're not overextending.
Yeah, they're just poking at him.
Man, you're not even gonna get that turn here. Very disciplined from Tundra, and of course they get gem out of that. Snaking gonna pick it up on the backside. Very happy about that one. That's maybe better than the whole fight.
Yeah, that is massive. That was a nice 1-2 punch from Tundra, right? He spotted the silencer, that's why he instantly jumps, right? If you can stop the silencer from casting global silence and then you're free to use the black hole, that was massive. XWY jumped forward. 33's like, well, the silencer's controlled. I could just go ahead and through this. They could go ahead and lasso.
And that's the problem. If Tundra are the ones starting on you, which this Ricky lineup's designed to do, these ults are not that effective.
Yeah.
Because someone's getting gone on, then you have to bail them out, and then Tundra have another stun. They can black hole someone that gets global, and then all of a sudden you're lassoed. And Skeeter's just going to work, because you can't kill him in the rage duration. So that burst on the Storm is exactly how Tundra want to take these fights.
Which is where I think Bobica, his positioning there, I mean,
No
hopefully
ruin
he
for you,
realizes
son.
from that game, he cannot be in.
Well,
sight of the
currently
Ricky
it's
ever.
No. I mean,
still pretty decent farm on Monet, but that Ursa is getting kind of huge. And this is the problem that I see on a lot of Storm Spirits in the major. They just fall off so hard.
Scouting this Ricky, who is tanking it.
XWY, especially this game, like, you need a BKB, otherwise you just die to the Ricky. They don't have the best catch on Tundra, but Ricky is enough to kill off a Storm.
I almost think maybe you go the
If he doesn't have BKB. Now he does have BKB, which makes it slightly better, but his next item is going to be the Orchid, which is not superb.
It's even tougher. Monet gonna get slept here. They're gonna poke him again.
Once again, they just kind of see what's there. Aster are forced to respond.
Yeah, and look at this.
Tundra's like, okay,
Because the Ricky is all over the map, and you have bots on the Bat Rider, they are forced to constantly play and guard Monet. That means that everyone else in his team is not getting farmed. He's farming a lane of creeps, and
Which is very high. Saying the same as the Enigma game, but
Storm and Snapfire and Silencer and Treant are all just behind him to keep him alive. And that shows you how problematic it is, especially in this batch. I mean, Tundra's playing pretty close as well, but normally Tundra is so far spread out that it doesn't matter. Like, you can't do diddly squat because they outfarm you completely. You're trying to guard your safe laner. If you don't guard your safe laner, he's going to get found out by Ricky, and then Ricky plus
that's how you know these teams talk about it.
Bat Rider are enough to kill.
These little cheeky ones.
Whereas, as a counterplay, they can just farm all over the map on the side of Tundra.
Once again, he's leading the way.
Yeah, he has 4-staff now. It's a bit easier.
Yeah.
I mean, he's relying on Cookie and 4-staff. That said, I think at some point Skeeter is just going to make you disappear.
Yeah, I think so too.
He has Basher.
Skeeter. He does have Basher. The Cookie gets
Oh,
him
that's a
out.
sick
Hits a
cookie.
two-man stun. BKB goes out, but as good as that stun was,
They can't
Aster
commit.
didn't really, they weren't in a spot to be able to commit. Now, okay, Global Silence is down. Tundra goes back into it. They're playing into a high ground down. That is
Can't
dangerous. They're just going to deal with XXS. They don't overextend.
Roche is up.
Tundra's
That's
so
second
careful
Roche. That's the
not
free
to
shard. They
overextend
walk in the
his
pit,
throw
get the free shard for Ursa. Ursa's got that over
Give up Roche here, because I don't. Maybe the one saving grace is you got that tombstone.
Urshock.
So they don't have tombstone for this Roche fight, but are you?
I want to say
contesting
overshock. What the
45
fuck?
with No global?
Urshock.
The game gets super dangerous,
Shit.
right?
With the
Roshan, you get an Aegis, you get
yeah,
a guard for
with the
Ursa.
enraged stuff, and then he's just Gucci.
And once again, this Ricky causing them massive problems. They don't have natural frontline. They don't have the dispels. They don't really have the way to easily jump him outside of Storm. Magically seeing him on a sentry, which you gave away the gem, so your map's getting dewarded. Multiple sleeps go off.
Yeah, Sox is even going low to Zorb. As I mentioned previously, it's such a good item this game against the root, against the global silence, against the silence as well from the Drow Ranger, against Electric Vortex from the Storm.
And they are falling
XWY, the smoke
too far
breaks on
behind.
Staking. He
They'll rely
realized
on
something's going around. He's going to drop the tombstone. 80 vision. Zombie spawns. Said it's the train protector who gets caught.
Oof.
Much better for Aster than losing their storm spirit there.
But still feels bad because Nine's pushing in top. All these moves, Tundra do not overcommit. They make sure they're keeping the map control.
How do Ricky scout without being detected by Sentry? Gamble, feeling lucky. Yeah, kind of all three. You pretty much don't go back to a place that you've already played in. Like, if you, for instance, snipe a courier towards the enemy's, you know, tier 3 tower mid, you can expect there to be a sentry afterwards. So you don't go there for a while. You head into a different direction, and you go and clear it up there. And you also try and stay away from high grounds. So you don't go close towards any of the cliff areas, because there's almost always a sentry at a cliff area. And you keep an eye on where the enemy supports are. If you see, for instance, let's say, Treant in the same area as you, that probably means that there's a sentry down there somewhere. So you gotta be careful around that area, because he's the one that carries the sentries. He's the one that places them. Then you gotta be careful.
That's going to make you better for that second Roshan, right? Sure. You have to be a very good team at playing the map and stalling games out while not falling behind to get comebacks in this game.
Show stuck right past that midnight pulse, and it holds its place in the trees.
And Tundra are very comfortable in this game. They're just getting into the late game with everything they need. Abyssal up on Skeeter, Octarine, and a Haste Rune on 9. They're pretty much ready to take any fight. I feel for XWY in these fights, man. He is going to get slept, silenced, stunned, or killed. Maybe in that order.
Is he gonna catch him? Long zip, TP away. It's gonna be close, but sleeping.
Ooh, XWI.
You just saw his life flash before his eyes.
Yeah, Snake King is also going for Lotus. It's just too much value. And we're getting to the later portions of the game where Storm is pretty strong, but Storm is, I think, very underleveled, isn't he? Doesn't show his wait, if I open this. Yeah, he's level 16, 9 is almost level 20, then he's gonna get a big buff. Then once because he's gonna get 2 flame breaks, and once he gets level 25, he gets ulti fucking mega strong. Oh, Lasso XWY is gonna get bursted down. Yep, Global Silence has been used. Batrider's gonna say hi, hi, hi. And they are all getting forced back towards their base.
33 black holes and back to not die.
Ricky with Aether would get stormed there, or Ricky with Blink, that's also a possibility. We saw it yesterday on Matthew. He still got fucked that game.
Your best hope in these fights is Monet just takes a core out with some really good angle, because he's your only net worth at this point. You're missing one core between the other two. Drow has to make it up. At this point, you're playing for an overextension here from Tundra. They go in too deep. You got a really good multi-shot off, something like this, but you're giving up Roche, you're giving up runes, you're giving up lanes, you're giving up both triangles, giving up a lot. And of course, there's no vision on the map. I mean, look at this map. I don't see a single Radiant Ward, and I haven't for a long time. It is
Ursa's going Scythe. Enigma's going Scythe. They're already at that stage in the game where they can go and farm up Scythes.
So Saxa just became like infinitely harder to shut down.
He has Lotus, and he has that level 15 talent.
Oh, yeah. Dude, that talent is so annoying.
It is incredibly obnoxious. 7-second cooldown on Smoke Screen. Good luck in these fights for Storm, because you're going to get Smoke Screen, you're going to BKB, and by the time it's out, he's got another one ready for you. They do get another gem here. So maybe some hope of map control. There's a little bit of hopium. If you want to fight, you can regain something, right? But you got to win the fight. And now that's a tall ask.
And they got to wait at least 30 seconds here. Aegis is going to go out in 35. So we'll see whether or not they try and force a fight around the Aegis expiring, or they're just going to chill for a while. Await better opportunities.
Skeeter just going to jump base?
He might just. 20 seconds left on the Aegis. Cookie is going to help him out here, plus the pushback from the Gust.
Joom to bail him out, make sure there's no turnaround. I don't even think they were thinking about a turnaround, but that tomb makes it impossible. Of course, he's still at Aegis.
Maybe they can kill the tomb, though. That's a
Lotus doesn't remove tree ult. Silence, yes. Lotus removes tree ult. And it removes global silence. It removes all roots and all silences.
They go for the smoke move.
They don't have Tombstone. And I think that's what Aster's banking on. Okay, we don't have to worry about that. We can just take the fight into the cores. They want to find Enigma here. Maybe Batrider as well, but they're never going to find 9. He's just been farming all the safe farm. Letting his team take these smokes. An illusion rune for Ursa. Don't want to get baited.
Their smoke doesn't break on it, so they know it's an illusion.
Oh, they dusted. They thought the Ricky was close.
Oh. And Tundra by now.
I mean, they have double 4-staff up. even if you find the jump, are you bursting someone before the utility comes out?
Yeah. Look at all these sites of ice. So Skater was thinking about going it, and then he's like, no, I'll finish Abyssal. And now he's going to go for it. 33, thinking the same logic. Just more and more. I mean, Storm Street, how do you initiate? You only have one initiator. It's like that Tusk situation
With
we
your,
were talking about
with
yesterday.
your corpse, that's how.
Yeah, you've got one initiator, and
There it is.
you're pretty much guaranteed to die.
And I
His
think
AB's
he's
looking
dead.
to instantly jump.
Go back.
Doesn't manage to get off the BKB.
Yeah, but that's your Storm BKB.
Yeah.
And you're lucky you didn't get Abyssal there.
Lincoln's
Oh, yeah.
blocking out that Abyssal Blade hit.
You're lucky you didn't
Imagine
get
if
that.
Ursa clone can give the passive on enemy. Oh, you mean like the...
One high ground ward, they did
Whoa.
find Snake.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
would be
but to
kind of
kill him
nuts.
Quick would be nice. Lotus Sword.
Oh.
He does
Okay.
die in the frostbite. Splashing a little damage in the back line.
Crit, crit.
So Monet is starting to deal some damage here. Almost level 20. It's a start. You're taking the tombstone off the map, and Tundra are going to respect that and just back off.
The 20 is super massive, right? Because you get the 25% multi-shot damage. This lineup is about being able to burst somebody down, right? With the first multi-shot and get a numbers advantage.
I mean, at this point, this lineup's about kill whoever we can.
Get whatever
And
you
need
can, however you can.
However you can get damage, just get it. You go Divine Rapier or something, I don't know. Because there's so much utility on this Tundra side. It is going to be a pain in the ass to burst anybody down, and you're going to have to take the fights that way because you don't have any big AoE. Yeah. It's not like you have some
Oh,
crazy black
this
hole that
Undying is really farmed.
catch 2 or 3 heroes in.
He's catching up to XXS at the
You
moment.
pick off, you regain some map, get a good ward up. You have this gem to make sure you're secure.
Snaking!
A little breathing room from Aster. You're not going to gain that much gold back because, of course, Tundra pushing both your side lanes in. Eidolons are going to go top. The Ricky Maru is bottom.
I feel like they could kind of use an Ags on Snapfire, but I don't know who you send in to initiate.
What? Oh, an Axe. Who you chucking in this game?
I don't
I'm not
know.
going in there.
But I do feel like they need something else besides XWY. Just basically try to suicide on in there. Refresher, he already had an Octarine, but now Refresher on the Batrider, just, he's everywhere. He's on the map all the time with tons of spells. Oh, and a double damage. Okay. It's got to be time to go do something if you're Tundra. They're going to smoke up
smoking.
immediately.
Double damage and hex.
Roche could be up
He is the
as
damage,
well.
he
That
is
would
the
be
jump,
third
he is
Roche.
the
That's a
control.
big one.
You're going into a high ground
He is
ward, but it
everything.
might not matter.
Oh, it's a long Roche
You have to
respawn
win
timer.
despite your Aster, though.
XWY trying to give them some extra vision with the remnants.
He's got Lincolns on
Pressure on
Storm.
too. I wish you the best.
But there's a
Force.
double lasso from 9 with the refresher.
If
How far is-
XWY I mean, it's entirely possible.
No.
He relies on this Lincoln's and gets
How
high
far
up
is
like a
he?
Refresher or something.
They're trying to get the tone.
Oh, he's
to
at
an 8 to level
22.
Yeah,
Skeet just
definitely
got
anything.
Scythe and Abyssal.
Ward on the high
2
ground,
BKB
spotted
piercing.
immediately
Well,
by
1
Tundra. They're gonna
BKB
try and kill the
piercing.
ward.
Done,
They're
actually.
gonna do so. They're gonna try and jump on a Snake King.
We got
Oh, what
forced
happened
down.
to Monet? Aggressive force stab puts him entirely in Tundra's hands.
Who the fuck force staffed
What a
him?
move. Who made that one?
That was absolutely disgusting, and I'm pretty sure it was snaking.
I think it was snaking too.
Yeah, that
He's
was-
like, you're trying to go on me? Nah, son. We're going on you.
Yeah, you want to fight? You want to fight? Come on down here. Come on down and fight.
Yeah, let's exchange hands.
That's actually nuts.
Melee version.
That was
Man,
fast,
that
too.
was sick.
That was so fast. Because I was thinking, okay, that maybe doesn't look too bad, right? If they burst naked from the high ground, Monet is kind of on a turret position. But aggressive force. This item goes both ways, showing it off at this point.
It really does.
Now you're in a high ground basin area without your drow. Glyph gets forced out. You don't even have to force this if you're Tundra. You can just play for the next Roche here, end
Yeah.
the game off that. Why not, right?
Absolutely. What's Monet's courier doing there? What's he trying to get?
He's trying to
Watch
get a
that one again.
miracle.
Snaking with the
Up.
He
force.
shows up, starts blasting, and just barely manages to get
Might
the
have
force
been-
over. It wasn't
was
him.
33. It was 33.
Oh, it was 33.
Yeah,
Wow.
because he has. The reason I didn't think it was him is because he was so far away, but he has the
Aether lens?
Aether lens
Yeah.
and the cast range, so very slick play by him.
Okay.
They got jumped,
Yeah.
so he's not forcing anybody. But 33, that's why you pick Enigma
For the force staff,
for the aggressive four staff initiation.
nobody else could do that.
All right, Orb flying out from Monet. Will finish Scotty. Wait.
Lincoln's.
Nine's going Ags, double lasso. That's also a nasty one. With the refresher, you have double lasso. So you get like 4 lassoed people through the team fight. Just it also dodges Lincoln Sphere, which is a pretty big one because you can lasso someone else and then lasso the and that lasso secondary lasso will, if I'm not mistaken, pierce Lincoln Sphere and you can drag him away.
Aster do not want to give up this Roshan. They're going to find the initiation onto the Bat Rider. They have the damage to be able to kill him? No. The Stormsurge immediately forced half away. They still got the lasso on him. The overgrowth is going to be used by the BKB. Response and turn. Skater.
They find themselves a couple. Black hole though. So global silence. Nine's going to go for the chase.
He can keep chasing him down. The BKB,
I think 9
have XXS, couldn't catch Monet, but still a massive win.
Yeah, Monet invised out, but
is just praying they don't find him.
he doesn't have a TP on Boca. It's third Roche.
Tundra won it. They can also push high ground, see if they can force some buybacks.
There's way too many spells in the tank for this Tundra lineup. And that's where these ults are nice, but if you have this kind of lead, spells don't really matter, right?
Is it refresher or Ags Roche?
Yeah.
Twice your amount refreshers on everybody. It's going to be an Ag.
Oh, free Ag.
So you can give it to Skeeter here. You can also give it to 9 because he has refresher. You get double lasso. Pretty deadly as well. Give it to anybody at this point. Give it to the Ricky and put him in the pocket.
Sounds like a good way to do some fountain farming.
You like pockets, Cap.
Double. Not as much as you, though. And they did give it to him. Nice.
But what does he? Okay, Arcane
So
Blink.
he can go Arcane Blink.
Yeah, I think this is.
Is Arcane Blink better?
Like Ursa doesn't need it in this game, right?
How's the cast animation?
But double. You take that on your burger, and you take it on 9 here.
Well,
that's an American joke.
Game-changing items for Aster. All I can really see is an Aghanim Scepter on Storm Spirit. He is 3,000 gold away from that.
Actually, I should sit straight.
I don't think he's getting
38k net with lead.
Pushing up that high ground.
I
I don't think there's anything that Drow really gets that changes too much. You're just going to be getting more damage.
It's Daedalus and Divine. Pretty much it. And you pray one of those carries a high ground defense situation. There is not much that changes this game. It is just some crazy execution from Aster. Otherwise, Tundra are going to close us out with the next jump they decide to make here. Going to smoke up their bat. He has Timeless Relic on top of that, so my God. 4+ second duration lassos on 2 targets that you can refresh and do it again. He could pull them into their own fountain. Somebody's getting lassoed here. That's all I know. You just choose who it is. Start deciding who we're going to sacrifice to the 9 god.
See whether or not he gets around these Lincolns that Aster have been mass buying.
You don't even have buyback on Monet. If he gets caught, it's just completely over. Still Tundra respecting this high ground. They want to get a pick before they choose to enter it.
Yeah, I like that XWY is out on the map at least. Everybody else.
I mean, they know he's there though.
Do they? They have a ward that spot? Oh,
They're
look at all those bounty
in.
runs. Ooh. Oh, God, grab him now. XWY, you got to get out of here. Well, you're dead.
Yep.
Didn't even pop the BKB.
Well,
didn't even get all those bounty runs.
You're dead.
You got one.
Well, there's your pick. I think you try and jump high ground now.
Yeah, you get the buyback out of the storm.
40k net with advantage. Tundra should be able to clean it out.
Clear win condition at that point.
I'm not sure what else they're waiting for other than just they're talking about the next game. I don't know. You get some extra minutes here at least. But yeah, 40k net worth. All right, Snaking is going to start the siege.
Let's go, boys. 9 tried to get his initiation off. Doesn't. And now his BKB has been used. He's got an Octarine, so it's not like these spells.
And he's going to use Refresher anyway.
Skeeter's hitting bottom. So a little split push action. Drop the tone for the zoning and the vision. Again, look for this bat jump because you're going to get poked here. And Monet is playing up.
Tombstone doesn't actually die. They don't have an easy way to kill it. When they jump forward, it does leave the
33 should probably cut the trees to the
Ricky
bottom.
And the Bat Rider to respond in some way. They don't actually do it here, though. Chill out. They still have another minute and a half on the Aegis, so there is no rush.
They're waiting lasso. I guess it popped on a Lincoln's there, so like you were saying, don't want to refresh for it, right?
Yeah.
May as well just wait it out here. You had Arcane Blink on the cooldown. Only 20 seconds. Be coming back up, and then you just go again. DD in the river. Soxa is going to go back and scout the runes. Man, this team is so disciplined. Like very small things they do to just make sure the clean game win is clean.
Yeah, seriously. I like that.
Like maybe it doesn't matter this game, right? But hey, maybe you're in another one of these situations where you're only on 5K and that DD wins you the game. It's good to do this stuff.
Maybe you're just going to blind jump up the high ground area. They're going to drop a ward immediately.
Oh,
SWI,
Soxa
he
gets
responds.
jumped.
They get a use
Double lasso, though.
Double lasso's pulling him down. Doesn't quite get him over the cliff, but he's just maybe going to go for another one. No, he actually jumps forward. Meanwhile, they get the black hole, and those two after the global silence, the lasso.
None is going to get taken down, though.
Buyback is going to be used. XWY, he's got to try and stop these heroes now. Pull them back in for the force task. 1, 2. They're trying to get Tundra out as many heroes as possible, and they're just getting a support. That's not good enough. 33, he gets away with his teleport. A buyback, they only get 2 out of that. They kill the Bat Rider. The buyback really only catches the Undying. That's not going to feel so good for Aster.
That's not enough, I think. Because that's kind of your one fight where they're going to overextend and you have the buys to try and punish them.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's enough. You really wanted the Ursa kill out of this. You have to kill him twice, but the 9 kill is going to feel good at least. At least you got something. You know?
Yeah, it does get Monet to Daedalus.
Yes.
So that part.
You have a chance.
Maybe
you got
that's
a chance here. And again, we're seeing Storm gets lassoed.
Or did Enigma Black Hole during Global? He didn't beat KB just now.
So
Lotus probably. No, he has Guardian Greaves actually, if I'm not mistaken. So you just pop Guardian Greaves. Yeah, he popped Guardian Greaves, instant dispels himself, Black Hole.
Of his own Stormcrafter on top.
At 20 talent, man. He's got the blink refresh timer. He's got Aether Lens, so the range is huge.
They just can't deal with the Ricky. Honestly, they couldn't deal with it the entire game outside of that one period where they had the first gem and they kind of dealt with him a little bit. Sox has just destroyed their map.
Yeah, I mean, XWY is the catch, but he was the actually one suffering the most against the Riki.
He's looking towards Ags. That's the one comeback mechanism in this game, I think. You get a huge AoE vortex.
Is he?
Well, he was. Now he's going Aeon.
Now he's looking at Aeon. He's like, oh.
Well, I'll retract my statement.
I agree with you, though. I mean,
I think it is.
If there's anything that could change the game, it's got to be Ag Storm Spirit.
Ag Storm Spirit with level 25 can do a lot of damage, even though he is severely underfarmed this game.
Enigma's not going to clump with you. The Bat's going to make some own jump. He's going to be separated.
Skeet is also level 20.
There's going to be some huge natural clump from Tundra.
How can I? Wait, if I press it like this, can I see his damage?
Maybe buy Monet enough time to get a full multi-shot on multiple heroes. You get some good pops on
Enigma's level 25 too.
Right? You never know what can happen.
Yeah.
How much more gold does Monet need to have
Soxas
and buyback?
Basic dispel, okay.
No, it's not on cooldown, so he has it.
Yeah, but like he's been sitting here for a while. He could have bought it, but
he needs a
Grand Reincarnation
1,000 more gold.
every 5 minutes. That one's so cool.
I was toying with that, but he's already bought the recipe for the Daedalus. Not that that's that expensive, but
you could just go Divine though.
I think you kind of need it. I do think you kind of need it.
I'm not telling him to go Divine, but
he should go Divine.
It is pretty good.
Spice in this game.
You should go Divine. I mean, I understand he wants Daedalus with buyback, right?
Yeah.
He feels Daedalus with 2 lives is better than Divine with 1. I can kind of see the logic.
Yeah, I mean, well, like, they're going to be using some lassos and black holes, and they're going to kill some cores out of it. So you've got to be playing for buybacks, and you've already used the Storm Spirits. So now somebody else is going to have to be using their buyback for this hole.
And there's only 1 up right now, and it is him. You're missing the gold on
Next Roche. We'll see how long it takes to respawn. Roche, free Ags for Ursa is also really freaking good.
I don't even know what it is. It's like some discipline has.
Oh, it's such a fast Roche respawn.
Okay, I thought you were saying maybe they're being a little bit too cautious.
I think they have been a little too cautious for me this game, but I don't think anything they're doing is theoretically incorrect, right?
Sure. I mean, not like sitting here and doing this isn't losing them the game.
Yes.
They hold the same advantage that they've held probably this entire time. They can wait for yet another Roshan if they really want to. It does mean that
Hey,
there are some.
I haven't seen that talent before.
There's some items,
Plus
very
2
small
little
items that are
shredder
gonna be coming in
attacks.
for Aster that
Huh.
can change the game.
Didn't even
Skeeter
know that
got
that
his
was
level
a
25
talent.
first of all, so we got the, plus
So he gets
attack and
8
overpower.
attacks with
He's
little
also gonna get
shredder?
another Roshan here.
Yep.
Ags and
Another
refresher. Ags to
Ags.
him.
This one goes to the Ursa.
And refresher to 33. So you have 1 global, but I have 2 black holes. I mean, they're max now. Now you end the game. If you don't end the game here, it's beyond discipline. It
Double
is-
cheese, Aegis. It's time to go.
You're in a coma if you don't try and end the game here. The question is, you just want to do it smartly, right? Because you can still, as weird as it is to say you have a 55k gold lead, you still
From
can
the
lose
extension,
fight.
can you see all the neutral items
Good
each
drown
teams
will
have
also
from
the buyback.
2?
Zero
No, don't
does
think.
a lot of damage.
I actually,
You want to get good lassos, good black holes.
I don't think
tunnel
so.
Vision for the Treant, nice way to start. You have a bunch of Lincoln Spheres on
I don't think so.
They're going to try and throw them on their frontliners here. But Boca has an extra one.
Look at Monet. He's being the most aggressive that he's ever been in this game.
Yep,
He
double
is
Lincolns
trying to make
stop off.
himself a target. He's trying to say, go on me, please. I have a buyback.
The siege starts.
XWY, he's going to make the first little poke here.
Double lasso.
Oh, the double lasso, though. It grabbed the Sapphire and the Silencer. Now he can black hole, but the Overgrowth stopped it. Second black hole
Has
being
another.
threatened. 33, dealing with the
Getting
damage from
kited.
Monet. He's trying to run at him, and he managed to grab him. He pulled him back
The
in.
range.
And
Oh, that
catches. They're
range
gonna throw a buyback
was
on the
nuts.
Ranger, but everybody else is dead. Except XWY, who can fight with him here, but not for long, not for much.
Ooh, that's laggy.
Your friend, but
Or is it just me?
Tundra's, their friend is gold. They have too much of it. Yeah. Too many items. They have cheeses and backpacks. Trying to shuffle them in. 9 isn't even putting his.
Why is it last fight comes in and then everything shits itself?
You're not winning this fight. Why? Just go throne.
Keep it going.
There's
Break the
the sleep.
Lincolns, get the sleeping dart, get an aggressive force staff on him too. BKB gonna be forced out, and Skeeter's still gonna try and get the kill with the bashes. All those overpowering
Yeah,
attacks is
all
gonna
of it.
ensure it. Now it's definitely GG.
Hey, Tundra win game number
Slow
2.
and methodical, and just chokes the life out
We're
of Aster.
going to a game 3.
Maybe they're being a little too slow here, but the alternate perspective is you are choking the lifeblood out of this Aster team. You know, for 30
Yeah.
minutes they're sitting there feeling like they're losing this game, and you're extending that period. You're extending the pain and suffering. We're
And
gonna
they
make
did.
you sit here as long as we want.
I mean, if they had a 99% chance at victory 10 minutes ago, they made sure it was 99.99 before, you know, they actually went for that final push. And
And
I can
again-
respect it. They had
Yes.
elimination on the line.
Exactly. You're in a lower bracket elimination game. There is absolutely nothing wrong with taking this game as methodically as you want, especially in a game where your odds of losing are not increasing. Again, what is the comeback mechanic here for Aster once they're beyond that 30 or 40k net worth? There's nothing. There's nothing, right? It's entirely on you if you mess up. So them taking their time, hey, I got no problem with it, man. You know, sun's out. It's a beautiful day.
Guns
I have
out,
no
guns
problem
out.
with Tundra winning game 2, because that means we're going to get a game 3 on our hands, which I think is pretty
Oh, yeah.
interesting. Let's talk about, like, draft-wise. What does that exactly mean?
Well, now you have a question of how scared is this Enigma look if you're winning in the Enigma game? Honestly, I feel like the Enigma, he did his job, but the Ricky is what made that game a nightmare for you to play.
Yes.
Because again, you're
That was
building
a
this draft
pretty
to
fun
make
game.
Enigma's game hard. His game was
It
hard.
was very
33
one-sided though.
had impact down the road, but at that point you have so much
Um,
network jam the impact into
but
the enemy. I still feel like it was
That was about my 2.5 hours that I had. So I will be chilling, guys. I will be watching it. I'll be talking on Discord and everything. But DK's got to work on some uni stuff and make sure that I do not fucking get crushed this semester. So I'll see you guys. I honestly don't know when. Probably next week when the major's over. Then I'll do some normal streams again. And, you know, touch grass will be done this week. But it's always a blessing when I see you. I swear to God. It's always fun. Thank you very much for always sticking.